Hey everybody, wherever you're watching from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today we're back in the Alchemist of Ars Magna to continue our playthrough. Last time we pretty much dealt with kind of the secondary villain of the game, and we're now approaching the end game. But before that, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 side stories to do before we go into the end game. So, remember when I said that I would be willing to go overtime today to finish this game? I realized maybe we don't actually have enough time. So, it might still be like another session. So, next week is probably when we'll be able to finish this game. Because today, I think I'm just gonna end up doing all of the side stories first. And we'll see how much time I have left after that. Yeah. This is probably gonna be the second to the last session for this game. So that's the plan. It's far and steel. Everything's alright. Yeah, everything's fine. Although we do have like a technical issue. 24-hour stream. No, this is not gonna be a 24-hour stream. I am not gonna do a 24-hour stream. We do have a bit of a technical issue because I just found out like a few minutes ago before starting the stream, but apparently StreamerBot itself is like down. So all of the functionality that I usually have on my streams, like the chat relay, the automated like messages every hour, like all of that stuff is just not gonna be around for today, just because like StreamerBot itself is down. Like there's something wrong with their API. I don't know when they're gonna get it back up. So I'm back with the bunk ass setup on my second monitor with like 3 chat windows open. And this time around, like it's not gonna be like Twitch being able to pass messages onto the YouTube chat, but the reverse is not working. No, this time it's like literally nothing is gonna work. But yeah, hopefully that's the only technical issue. I did go back to my microphone settings and redid a bit of the settings again, so hopefully it sounds much better compared to Tuesday. Since I did like I basically redid all of the noise cancelling and the gates and the compressor and everything again. This time with like better, I had like a better way of monitoring it this time around, so I could actually hear what's going on. Hopefully it is better. Everything's business as usual. To be fair, that last time of like long period where the chat relay was like partially working was not StreamerBot's fault. That was like AdGuard's fault. It was an entirely different program. That was the problem at that time. Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna continue on with some side stories here. I did a bit of farming off stream, so I kind of have most of everyone's, well, not most of everyone, but basically I have Multina and Misonia and Namtar like the best possible equipment I can get for them given the materials available. Same with Shin and Henry and Celis and Arya. The only one I can't upgrade yet is Sasha, just because her materials, the requirement for her materials are like insane. Well, not insane, but like unavailable. I haven't upgraded friends though because I'm kind of missing a ruby, and crafting rubies all the way up from like Carnelian, basically. Like you can see my Carnelian's like down to 8 pieces. I had to craft up from Carnelian to White Beryl to Heliodor to Tourmaline and then rubies. So like we're missing one more ruby so that we can get the best possible available equipment for friend. So hopefully we just get like a ruby from one of the side missions. There's also so yeah, I'll see what else I can like do. I do notice that there's still a bit of when it comes to the S and the T's, like it sounds a bit harsher, slightly. So I'm gonna just have to see what I can do to fix that. But yeah, it should be better for the most part. Yeah, good luck with work, by the way. So, let's go to full screen, and let's get started on one of the side stories here. Do we go for... Where do we want to go for first? Let's do Sasha's story, I guess. This is just going to be reading. Sasha was making a surprise visit to the Harmonia College workshop. By her request, Shin was doing maintenance on her prosthetic arm. It was originally made by the Marta College, but the actuator and custom movements were handled by the Harmonia College. Try this on and move it. I tried raising the nerve transmitted more than before.
確かにスムーズになっているね。しかし、動きが若干軽いような気がする。
I thought about the burden and tightened the artificial muscles. If I increase the torque anymore, the adjustment will be tough.
いや、構わない。やってくれ。これでもお前の腕は信用しているからな。少々じゃじゃ馬になっても必ず使いこなしてみせる。
You do another like session of grinding on Ryan? Alright, you say so, I'll give it a shot. Sasha's request was about making her arm into a weapon for battle and not a tool for use in her daily life. To fulfill her request, Shin did his best.
すまないな。この腕を失った時、剣士としての私は死んだと思った。少なくとも一戦での活躍は無理だと。それが今でも姫様の騎士を続けていられる。すべてお前やマルチナ殿や錬金術師の英知あってのことだ。
For being helped by you too, Sasha. The way you fight with both your sword and prosthetic arm is dependable and useful.
そうだ。この恩は働きで返そう。これからも姫様や姫様の大切にするハルモニア派を守ることでな。それが私の騎士としての矜持。最近はそう思うようになった。
Further adjustments were being made on the hand. After several trials, Sasha flexed her elbow and gave a firm nod.
これでいい。仕上げてくれ。
Got it. I'll set the gears to ease the friction on the artificial muscles, so I switch between them as needed.
これだな。簡単なメンテナンスくらいは自分でできるようにしておくべきか。そうだ、砂塵やダスト用のフィルターの改良もマルチナ殿に依頼していたのだったな。
Are you going on the next expedition?
当然だ。そのためにできる限りの手を打っているところなのだからな。
Everyone was preparing for the upcoming expedition to Or, which would determine the fate of Zosia. Jin understood where she was coming from.
そういえば打てる手といえばもう一つあったな。
Oh no. Preparation, that kind of Jin noticed Sasha staring at him and tilted his head. Oddly enough, her cheeks seemed rather red.
貴様には妙な特殊能力があったな。確か賢者の石の共鳴増幅とかいうあの力、今一度借りられないか。
That's a sudden request to borrow his power. He lent it to Sasha in the past, but that was only for emergency purposes. The fact that she willingly brought it up stimulated Shin bro. To amplify the resonance.
しかしシン、貴様と私は同志だろ。遠征を成功に導くためには手段を選んではいられん。
Sasha. Her real hand touched Shin's wrist, She brought it up to her chest and looked at him as if she were inspecting him.
私に力をくれないか、シン。戦うための力、それに生き残るための思いを。
Bruh. Sasha's eyes wavered. Shin. Oh! Are you serious? Bro. Well, okay, you know what? Sure. Alright, if that's what you want. He took her hands and nodded. Her warm right hand and her mechanical left. Though at the moment he can almost feel her emotions flowing from both.
後で暗くなったらお前の部屋に行く。それで構わないか？
Yeah. Sasha's whisper, Shin's heart fluttered, though he kept his cool on the outside and casually nodded. Okay. Yeah, that was gonna be a short one, obviously. It was gonna be an H scene. Okay. A new relationship. Okay, now this one I did not expect. I did not expect they were gonna put. Well, actually, we'll see if this is gonna have like an actual. Actually, no, we won't see it because we don't have the patch on. But I don't know if this is actually, or this would have normally led to like an actual scene. But I really did not expect a visual novel like this would have like the gay route. But respect the hustle, I guess. That day, after the lecture, Shin and the others stayed in the lecture hall. They had an assignment and were using the desks for a discussion. There were other scholars in the area studying and holding meetings around them. Defense measures and fortifications in case the academy is attacked. That's a theme we haven't thought about much.
表向きの仮想敵は皆無だけど、こないだの事件が影響してるのは間違いないよね。
We can use our imaginations? Yes. Truly, the most powerful skill anyone can have. Imagination. I don't want to think much about humans fighting each other, but...
備えておくに越したことはないっていうのが事務局の方針なんでしょ。それで私たちにも問題を提起してる。
工房や図書館には侵入者用の仕掛けがあるの。まずはそこから発展して考えていくのはどうかしら。
Yeah, if we can pick up some mechanisms that can be used for both ash demons and humans.
シン？
Henry tugged on Shin's sleeve. Noticing her, he turned around and saw a group from the Marduk College approaching them. Maltina and friend were included.
ごきげんよう、シン。ハルモニアの皆さん。
Maltina? What's with all the people?
ええ、実は。
We've gotten word that the Harmonia College was planning an expedition to Ore. Perhaps, Spar. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. The man next to Maltina cut off her sentence rather forcefully and began to speak. If correct, his name should be Cloud. He was one of the older alchemists in the Marduk College. Claude. I guess Claude, not Cloud. I was gonna say Cloud, but like that didn't seem right. I stopped the E midway, and then it just sounded like Cloud. It's supposed to be Claude, I think. As you know, we led the previous expedition, so we thought we can offer our advice if you would like. If you insist, we can even join you as well. A tiny college like yours must have some difficulties. Uh-huh.
弱小じゃなくて少数生って言ってほしいの。
この人たちも遠征についてくるの？
Only if you beg. In order for the second expedition to be a success, you'll need our help, correct? the dead stare. As the members of the Harmonia College remained silent, the man continued to speak hastily. If you're suspecting us, you've gotten that wrong. We may be part of the Marduk College, but the administration is aware that we were keeping our distance from Johann. Even in the coup incident, we were not associated with that at all. It's quite an annoyance after having everyone be wary of us just because we are the Marduk College.
それでだから汚名返上のために オーズ遠征を利用したいって？第二次遠征なんて計画の名前までつけて、あわよくば手柄を横取りしたいって魂胆だったり？
Well, I was just planning to form a cooperative pact if you insisted. The man seemed to want them to bring up a request for cooperation. They did want help, but Shin and his friends couldn't help but have a negative impression of their attitude.
もうおよしなさい。見苦しいですわよ。
Maltina, what are you? Shoving her peers aside, Maltina stepped forth. After turning to each, Shin, Arya, and Enri with pursed lips, and she vigorously bowed.
お願いします。私たちをハルモニア派の遠征計画に加えてください。
Maltina?
マルチナさんが。
頭を下げたの？
Shin and his friends looked at her in surprise. There was a murmur from the scholars remaining in the lecture hall. Maltina, our reputation will...
お黙りなさい。王都の民に散々迷惑をかけておいて、こんなずうずうしいお願いをしている時点でメンツなんかありませんわ。今はメンツなどにこだわっている場合ではありません。錬金術師全員が一丸となって祖師への滅びに立ち向かっていかねばならない時でしょ。
Actually, who did end up taking charge of the Marta College now that Johan's gone? Surely it's not Maltina herself. Probably not. The way they work now, right? Well, also, we don't really know any other characters from the Marta College. But, well... The man withered away after being struck with Maltina's glare. On the other hand, Fren was watching his sister with dazzling eyes.
それでいかがかしら。虫のいいお願いであることは分かっています。でも私たちにも神たちの力になれることがあると思いますの。だから。
Maltina extended her hand reluctantly. Shin recovered from the initial shock and smiled. He exchanged glances with Arya and Enri before nodding to Maltina. Sure, thanks for offering your help. If you guys can help us out, we'll be grateful. The two shook each other's hands. After a short pause, the sound of applause echoed throughout the lecture hall.
誠心誠意お尽くしいたしますわ。リーベ家の財力も当てにしてもらって結構ですわよ。
僕も全力で頑張ります。遠征にも絶対ついていきますから。
よかった。これなら大丈夫そうだね、シン。
Yeah, we can definitely trust Maltina and the others. And...
それに、何？
Arya looked puzzled as she commented. If we can work together like this, it makes me think that we can avoid human conflicts.
そっか。そうかもね。
As Shin and Maltina shook hands, Maltina's spirit cloud had a bitter expression. Though eventually, he seemed to have regained his composure and approached Shin with a look of mercy. Sigh. If Maltina insists on it, looks like I have to give in as well. I agree that this is not a time for arguing about colleges. Mr. Claude. Claude. I keep, trying to pronounce... God damn it. Anyhow, would you listen to my strategy? By all means. Alright, then... Upon clearing his throat, he began explaining the details. Simply put, the plan was to form a backup team for the core party consisting of Shin and the other Harmonia members. In the previous expedition, there was a large brigade, but they lacked the flexibility for selecting routes and couldn't use most of their forces. This time, he took that into account and thought of expanding the usage of the troops. They could clear the way or be used as decoys for the Ash Demons to secure a path for Shin and his team. Meanwhile, if they set up a base camp in the rear, they could go back and regroup if any operational issues occurred.
でもそんなに部隊を広げて大丈夫？互いの連絡手段は？
それについては抜かりありませんわ。色付きののろしを使うことを考えていますの。
Smoke signals?
原始的なんてバカにしたものではありませんわよ。 ダストに分解されにくく、ダストさえも特有の色に染めるパステルスモークというアイテムが実用化されていますの。風向きやダスト濃度などの条件にも左右されますけど、かなりの広範囲で目視できることが実証されていますわ。
I see. That would work. Both Martin and the Marta College were thinking about the expedition seriously. Shin was feeling fired up just knowing that there was someone who was willing to accompany him on this unprecedented journey to Ore.
シンさん、きっとうまくいきますよね。
We'll make it work with everyone's help.
一緒にですよね。
Ren energetically spoke as he grabbed his hand. As his eyes met Shin's, his face turned red and he quickly moved away, but the dreamy smile remained. Several carriages arrived in the front yard of the academy. Shin spotted Matsuna instructing the people unloading and approached her. Matsuna? What's this?
あら、シン。いいところに来ましたわね。各地の工場から先ほどドールの素体が到着したところですの。
Doll? Is that for the expedition to Ore?
もちろんですわ。侵食地帯の梅雨払いやおとりにするための自立型ですわね。カイマの核も過信の生体パーツも使っていないから安心ですわ。
As if she picked up Shin's worries, Matsuna added to her comment.
動力に利用しているのはシンが開発を手伝ってくださった魔導電池ですわよ。
Oh, they got the batteries working, okay. Oh, you can already use it?
ヨハン教授の認可はおりませんでしたが、私の裁量で密かに量産準備を整えていたんですの。過信やカイマに比べて出力に不安はありますが、通常稼働には問題ないはずですわ。
That's impressive, Matsuna. You've got it all under control.
もっと褒めてくださってもいいんですのよ。
Matsuna puffed her chest proudly. Shin placed his hand on her head. Good Bro, you did not just good girl Maltina. What the fuck, man?
くすぐったいですわ。
What?
そうじゃありませんわ。そういう褒め方はフレンにやってあげなさいな。
Sorry.
まったく。そうそう。そのフレンのことですが、シンに一つお願いがあったんですの。
Something wrong with Fred?
ええ、実は。
She spoke up, but stopped midway and turned silent. Matsuna?
できたら、あの子のマスターになっていただけたらと。
Fred? Oh, that's it? That's easy for me to Wait, what? Shin was so surprised he let out a shout. What did you just say, Matsuna?
ですからマスターですわ。私、シンにフレンのマスター権を移譲したいと考えていますの。
Why? Why so suddenly? Fren should be a special demon partner for Maltina. She cherished Fren. He inherited her late brother's memories and supported her from the shadows. And yet, she would suddenly say something about letting him go.
大切だからですわ。
What do you mean?
あの子は今日までに様々な経験をしてたくさん成長してきました。でもその経験は私の弟ではなくジューマ・フレンとしての経験ですわ。それなのにあの子をいつまでも私の弟という役割に封じ込めているのは何か違う気がして。
Did Fren say that? That he wanted to get away from you? Maltina quietly shook her head in response to Shin.
あの子は優しいですから私が傷つくようなことを言ったりはしませんわ。 兄弟としての絆も嘘ではありませんの。
Then, you don't need to stop being his master. She nearly let out those words but stopped when seeing Maltina's sad smile.
シンは知っているのではなくて、あの子の体に起こった変化を。
Changes? Oh. Friend said that his gender would be determined as he grew. What?
あの子は生まれつき、生前の弟の記憶を持たされていました。ですから成長すれば、おのずと男の子になると思ってたんですわ。それなのに。
Friend's mind and body chose to become a woman. What kind of cop-out is this, bro? I thought there was gonna be like the one gay route we were gonna have. No. Okay, apparently they're still fucking cowards. Cowards! They should have kept him as a boy. Why do you mean? Bro, what do you mean? What do you mean you were gonna put like a bait and switch gay route, dude? Like, what the fuck, man? Friend's mind and body chose to become a woman? Please. That's such bullshit, bro. Maltina nodded silently at Shin's words. Can I ask one thing? Did you have a fight with Friend because of this? So that was why you brought up transferring the rights as a master to me?
それは違いますわ。確かにフレンの変化に驚きましたけど、私はあの子の意志を尊重するつもりですの。
No, I mean like, it would have been interesting because remember when I was like talking about this game being like comparable to a lot of the other visual novels from like almost a decade ago, right? So like having like an alternate, or like having one of the love interests be like a dude, like having a gay route would be like one mark of it being like a bit more modern than the other visual novels where like, oh, if you wanted to, you had the option to like be gay, or actually in this case it's seemingly more like bi rather than gay, but like no, it's a cop out because like they bait and switched you, and they bait and switch you and basically say like, oh no, he's not actually a boy, it's a girl, or well, it's about to become a girl, right? So, you know, I guess you could like argue like it's gender fluid / trans, but I still call it like a cop out. They should have just stuck with it being like a gay route. You just have like the novel or like the token gay route, just for the heck of it. But no, they're cowards, man. Fucking they're fucking cowards, bro. Fearing to misunderstand, she paused for a few seconds after answering.
あの子は、ジューマ・フレンは、弟のフレンとは別の存在です。その事実に怒ったり、失望したりするのは、きっと傲慢なのですわ。私は、あの子の成長と選択を受け入れてやらなければ。
Really do that? No, but that's the thing, right? Like, of course there are visual novels that only do that, but like that you expect it from them, right? Like that's how it's supposed to work. But with this one, right? Like it would have been interesting because like it seemed like a normal visual novel, and then you have the one route where it's like you had the option, right? That would have made it more interesting. Is what I mean, yeah. It's not necessarily what I'm after. I just think it would have been more interesting, you know? Having the option there. That's why you want to transfer his mastery? I don't think Okay, this I think is like a localization error. This is not supposed to be transfer as mastery. This is supposed to be like, I guess it would be kind of bad to word it as ownership. It probably should be something else, but mastery is like incorrect here.
ジューマを弟と同じように扱う。きっと私たちの関係はどこか歪んでいたんですわ。主従関係と兄弟としての絆を同時に求めてフレンを苦しめてしまっていました。
Maltina? I doubt that's true. Friend admired Maltina from the bottom of her heart. There was no mistaking that feeling. Just as Shin was about to say that, a bitter smile emerged on Maltina's face as if she already knew.
私がこう考えるようになったのはシンたちの影響ですのよ。ハルモニア派との交流で変わっていくフレンを見て最初はジェラシーを感じもしましたけど、あの子が以前より生き生きしているのに気づいて、私の愛を押し付けるのではなく、あの子の意志を尊重したいと。
I see. She didn't say much, but Maltina must have had her own struggles.
返事をいただけまして、シン。
But before that, does friend know of this?
はっきりと話したわけではありませんが、里い子ですから、ぼんやりとなら察していると思いますわ。
Okay, now that's a problem. You should probably talk to her properly first, you know? I see. Shin folded his arms and nodded. I'll have a talk with friend next time. The most important thing is her will. So if friend wants it, I'll consider it.
お願いしますわ。シンなら信じられますから。
Maltina bowed her head. She didn't have her usual haughty feeling when they first met, and only had concern for her beloved demon partner. And then, the opportunity to talk with friend came quite quickly. That night, Shin was staying in the workshop fairly late while working on a complicated formula. Right when he was about to return to his room, a knock was heard on the workshop door. I wonder who it is at this hour.
シンさん、僕です。
Friend? What's wrong?
シンさんが探していた材料が手に入ったので、明日にしようと思ったけど、明かりがついてたから。
I see. Thanks for bringing it over. Shin thanked her and invited friend in. Right as he received the wooden box with the materials, he recalled the conversation with Maltina. Friend, I actually wanted to talk to you.
はい？何ですか？
Yeah, well, for a moment he wondered how to start, but he figured it would be better to cut to the chase rather than beating around the bush. Shin told him exactly what he had discussed with Maltina the other day.
そうですか。姉さんがそんなことを。
You don't seem surprised.
なんとなく思い詰めてる雰囲気はありましたから。いきなりシンさんの方から話があるとは思いませんでしたけど。
So, what do you think about transferring master rights?
姉さんがそう望むなら。
Yeah, so this is the problem, right? Like, this is why they're supposed to be the ones talking about it with each other. Because, like, one of them is saying that might be what friend want. One of them is like saying that it's better for friend to be with Shin, and then the other one is saying if that's what Maltina wants. But like, clearly that's not exactly what Maltina wants. No, in this case, what matters is what you want, friend. You have to decide your own path.
そうですよね。姉さんもそう思って根回ししてくれたんですよね。
Friend shifted her gaze from Shin to her hands.
僕は生まれた時から役割が決まっていました。それは他の多くの獣魔と一緒で特別なことではなかったかもしれませんけど。でもエンリと出会って感じたんです。エンリはちゃんと自分の意志で動いてる。 与えられた役目とは別に意志があるって。
Well, to be fair, like, Henry's not really a good comparison because she's not, like, a true demon partner. That's just the cover story. She's actually just an avatar of one of the origins, so... to be fair, she's probably... Ren is comparing herself to the wrong person here.
それで、自分はどうだろうって考えるようになって、するべきことの他に、やりたいことを探すようになって。
Right. You had times to clash with Maltina. Unlike Maltina, Ren was friendly with Shin in the Harmonia College from the start. Shin remembered how Ren tried to be the buffering agent between the two colleges. Looking back, that was when Ren started acting with his own will and not because he was ordered to do so.
自分で言うのもなんですけど、反抗期だったんだと思います。姉さんの言うことが全部正しいなんて、おかしい気がして。だからって、姉さんが嫌いになったわけじゃないんですよ。姉さんのことは大好きです。たとえフレンの記憶がなかったとしても、僕の大事な姉さんですから。
Then, do you want to pretend this transfer master idea never happened? This was a matter of Fren's mind. When they clashed with Professor Johann, they had to transfer the master rights to prevent Fren from being manipulated. But now, Maltina and Fren were in equal positions. So Fren should choose according to what she wanted. But in a sense, making your own choices can be harder than having someone order you.
シンさんはエンリーがいるのに、僕を10万にするの、迷惑ですか?
Not at all. If I thought that, I wouldn't ask you this in the first place.
それなら...
Fren raised her head. Her androgynous face was filled with determination.
僕を、シンさんの10万にしてくれませんか? 僕は、シンさんの助けになりたい。シンさんと一緒に、大津遠征を成し遂げたい。それが、僕の意志。偽らざる望みなんです。
Alright, Fren. If you insist, I'll ask the same. I want you to be my demon partner.
シンさん
Fren ran over and dove into Shin's chest, her eyes that gazed up past a different field than before.
シンさん、僕のお願い、聞いてもらってもいいですか?
Is that to transfer the mastery? This is so wrong. This is like a wrong word here. It's not supposed to be mastery, it's supposed to be something else, but I can't think of it at the top of my head. Fren's cheeks turned red as she nodded slightly and spoke in a faint voice.
そうです。10万のマスター権を移すには、シンさんなら言わずもがなのことですよね。
Wait. That's also done by... What the That's not what you did last time. What the fuck?
僕、シンさんのこと、シンさんのことが...
Calm down, friend. It's okay. Shin placed his hand around her back and coaxed her gently. After patting her several times, she slightly relaxed. You don't need to feel ashamed or guilty when you love someone. I understand how you feel. Thank you.
シンさん...
You are being brave to the best of your abilities, so I have the duty to answer you honestly. Friend gazed up anxiously. Her begging eyes, Shin searched for the right words to say. Yeah. Bruh! That's so... I'm really regretting going for the negative option on, like, Henry and Salas now. Like, I should have just said yes. God damn it. Got it. Friend, I want you to come to my room tonight. Now? No!
シンさん、それって。
Yeah. Shin added more force to his hand around Friend's back.
はい。よろしく、お願いします。
Friend's revival was faint like a mosquito whispering in Shin's ear. Why is the comparison mosquito, bro? Like that? Okay. So we have Road to Succession, Kidnap Princess, and Fights for her. I guess we can do this one first. Harmonia College is excited about Miss Sonia's return, but instead received information about the supposedly exiled Greyman College. Right, that was the name of the other one. The college that was like banished because they were involved with the loose ash demon incident, which is also like not really their fault, but I think now I think about it, is it maybe Johan, like was that incident part of like Johan's plans? Is that something that Johan was involved in, or like was it someone else entirely? Considering they pretty much set up Johan as like the second big bad, like it might have been his fault that the Greyman College was exiled? Question mark? We don't know. Late in the afternoon, near the corridor, a young man and woman can be heard arguing.
だから火と風のエレメントで術式を組めば物質の組成を変化させて外側から複層構造にできるって。
But the conditions will vary on the compatibility of the ether gear and the contracted god. It's not safe to make that sound official.
そのための術式でしょ。エレメントの交流が盤石ならそれは品質上の誤差の範囲だって。
See, you're lacking data again. Would you still call it a marginal error if you cause an explosion that blasts away the workshop?
そんなのやってみないとわからないでしょ。
If something bad happens, it'll be too late. The two continue to argue as they walk toward the workshop.
血は喧嘩かと思ったらずいぶん色気のない話をしているのですわね。
シンさんとアリアさんらしいけど。
けれどあの様子なら私にもまだ割り込むチャンスはありそうですわね。もちろん学派勧誘のことですわよ。シンが殿方としてどうとかそんな浮ついた話をするつもりはありませんわ。
My God, this tsundere.
まだ諦めてなかったんだ。
You know you jumped the gun too fast, Arya.
なーによ、こないだ調合失敗しそうになって私に泣きついてきたのは誰だったかしら。
Even after arriving at the workshop, the two continue to argue, more like throwing low-level insults at each other. As the two entered the research tower, they both turned away with a hum.
いらっしゃい二人とも。これからまたよろしくお願いしますね。
They were suddenly greeted by party poppers and Miss Sonia's beaming smile. Miss Sonia?
どうしたんですか？いきなり。みんなのおかげで無事復帰できたので回帰祝いをと思いまして。ほら、お茶菓子も用意したんですよ。
Oh yeah, matters became unclear after all the shenanigans with Professor Johan and all.
ソニア先生、ハルモニア派の工房に正式復帰できたんですよね。はい、担当のお医者様からもお墨付きをもらいました。
Sonia got behind the two and began shoving them in.
さあさあ座ってください。夫婦喧嘩はいつでもできますから。
Married couples fight?
そんなんじゃないですよ。
Sonia continued to smile despite their protests. By the time she had them sit down, the two lost their will to fight. Well, without further ado.
ソニア先生、 復帰おめでとうございますありがとうございます。二人とも私の療養中ハルモニア派を守ってくれて感謝しています。アリアさんやシンくんのおかげで私は無事ここに戻ってくることができました。私たちだけの活躍じゃないですよ。エンリちゃんやセレスやナムちゃんもみんな頑張ってくれました。
But out of all of us, I think Arya had it the hardest.
シン
You recalled the time of the duel. When the Harmonia College was in danger of losing their workshop, Arya stood up and took over from Misonia. Without Arya, we wouldn't be here. In that case, I'm thankful for her actions too.
急になんでそんなこと真面目な顔で言うかな。照れるよ。
Well, now's the best time to say it, and I can somehow be more honest in front of Misonia.
私も頑張れたのはシンがそばにいてくれたからだから。
Arya twiddled her index finger as she muttered.
仲直りできたみたいですね。
We weren't fighting in the first place.
そういえばさっきはどうして口論を？
Oh, that's... Shin briefly explained the reason that triggered the argument. It was about the correlation between alchemy and elements.
なるほど。どちらの言い分にも一理ありますね。ソニア先生はどう思います？
There are so many unknown factors about parallel spells using different elements. The way Shin and Arya asked sounded like they wanted Sonya to side with either one of them. After nodding to them both, she raised the finger.
そういうことであれば、コスモの海板のシミュレートをしてみましょうか。私にとっても興味深い考察ですし。
With the map, we can host an experiment with a minimal amount of damage.
でも、そうすぐに申請が下りますか？ちょっと待ってくださいね。
With that said, she flipped through some documents on the edge of the table.
スケジュールでは、バーナー派が海板を使用する予定になっていますね。でも、検証の内容的に私たちと共通性があるので、交渉次第で合同にしてもらえるかもしれません。
Really?
ええ、早速行ってみましょうか。この時間なら、バーナー派のクレイン教授は気象台にいるはずですよ。さすがソニア先生、頼りになります。
If it were just us, we'd be stuck just waiting to apply.
いいところを見せようとしてるだけですよ。それに、まだ交渉がうまくいくとは限りませんし。
To hide her embarrassment, she took a sip from her teacup. After the tea party came to an end, they went off to the weather station located at the edge of the academy. Since it would be rude to barge in as a large group, they left the negotiations to Miss Sonia as Shin and the others waited outside. Miss Sonia seemed hyped.
言葉通りじゃないかな。普段はおっとりしてるけど、責任感の強い人だから、私たちに頼りになるところを見せようって。
I recall Miss Sonia saying she inherited the Harmonic College from her mentor.
フランスはプレラーティ教授だね。私は会ったことないけど、すごい錬金術師だったって。ソニア先生は、死の残したハルモニア派を守ろうって、態度にはあまり出さないけど、いつも気を張ってた。だからシンたちがハルモニア派を選んで、とても喜んでたんだよ。
Yeah, I remember when we first went to the workshop, she greeted us just as she did earlier with the party poppers. She could be a bit off and timid, but was an admirable leader of the Harmonia College. Shin believed the Harmonia College was how it was thanks to her.
私、少しの間だけど、学派の主催代理を務めて、ソニア先生の大変さを知ったよ。
We'll have to support her more from now on.
うん。先生がプレラーティ教授を慕っていたように、 私たちもソニア先生のことを慕ってるから。
Even if they may disagree alchemy topics, they would both agree on this. Shin and Arya smiled as they nodded.
ソニア先生、戻ってきたよ。
I wonder if the negotiation went well. As Miss Sonia came out of the observation tower, the two waved at her.
どうしましょう、二人とも。なんだか大変なことになってしまったかもしれません。
は？
何かあったんですか？それが。
Unlike a leader of a college, her eyes were filled with tears as she sought help from Shin and Arya. So they gave us a condition in order to use the map?
そうなんです。バーナー派は管轄している汚染地域の調査をやってほしいそうで、明らかに厄介事を押し付けられてますね。
Maybe we should have just waited for our turn.
すみません。話を聞いているうちに、いつの間にか引き受けたような流れになってしまっていて。相手の話術が一枚上手だったか。
Upset, Miss Sonia's shoulders slumped. It seemed like the negotiation didn't go as planned.
まあいいじゃないですか。調査さえこなせば海板が使えることになったんですから。ねえ、シン。
Arya nudged him on the side as Shin followed. Yeah, if it's investigating contaminated areas, we're good at that.
二人にそう言ってもらえると助かります。それで、汚染地域なんですけど、実は気になることがあって。
Something bothers you?
今回の調査地は、王都北西の森にあるんですけど、そこは、グレイマン派の人たちが拠点にしていたところらしくて。
The Greyman College?
追放されてどうしてるのか気になってたけど、そんなところにいたなんて。
The Greyman College was a non-conformist college that had a suspicious aggression within the Kuniyoshi Academy. Due to the ruckus caused by the artificial ash demons running amok on campus, they've been banned. But their thoughts for Sosie were true. Their methods to save the future were simply different than the norm, and Shin still couldn't figure out if banning them was the right solution or not.
事務局はグレイマン派を追放した後も彼らをそれとなく監視していたそうです。その役目を担ってきたのがバーナー派だったのですが、そういえばバーナー派はグレイマン派の処分を決めるときにも解散を強硬に主張していましたよね。クレイン教授はグレイマン派を破壊者だと考えていましたから、彼らを監視してその証拠を得ようとしたのかもしれませんね。
But then, sudden oblivion occurred. Shin chimed in as Miss Sonia nodded with a slow expression. Do you think the Greyman College has anything to do with the area being contaminated?
それを確かめに行くんですよ、シン君。もっともクレイン教授はグレイマン派の関与を信じて疑っていない様子でしたけど、簡単な調査では終わりそうにないですね。ますます厄介事っぽく。すみません。私が言いくるめられたから。
No, that's not true. If the Greyman College is involved, we can't leave them be. I actually want to go. This time, Shin nudged Arya on her side. A stifled moan escaped from her.
ありがとうございます、シン君。私も同じように思っています。一緒に頑張りましょう。
Leave it to us. Sonia grabbed hold of his hand. So this is the area the Greyman College manages. I can't believe they were tossed into an environment like this after being banned.
気象台で観測していた数値よりダストが濃い。皆さん、フードを着用してください。
In Miss Sonia's words, everyone put their hoods on. The dust-filled forest was dark despite it being noon.
螺旋板に海馬の反応。気をつけて、シン。付近に潜んでるよ。
Yeah, judging from the thickness of the dust it is.
気をつけて進みましょう。まずはグレイマン派の攻防を目指します。座標としては汚染区域の中心ですが、やっぱり何らかの実験で侵食が広がったのかな。
We can't be sure if it was intentional or an unexpected incident, but it's natural to assume that someone was done this.
工房にグレーマン派の人たちがいたとしたら、もう。
Arya turns away. Sonia approached and pat her back.
私たちはここに調査に来ました。グレイマン派に何が起きたか、この目で確かめるまでは予断を持つべきではありません。私たちは錬金術師です。真実は英知によって見極めましょう。ソニア先生。なんて、私の死の受け売りなんですけどね。
I think it's wonderful. I'm feeling motivated.
それは良かったです。さあ、出発しますよ。
After relieving their tension, the group began to explore the dust-infested forest.
ちゃんとエスコートするんですのよ。
よし、この調子でいこう。
嬉しいです。ここなら安心ですね。
私を満足させるものかしら。ここで補給いたしましょう。私の独壇場ですわ。私の独壇場ですわ。
なんか拾ったぞ。
やった！僕たちの勝利ですね。これはいいものですね。
私を満足させるものかしら。
Okay, was there a... We're kind of out of mana, but I'm just gonna hope that there's like a campfire in the next one.
術式サークルバリスタ展開。疑似カタパルトセット。
I think this is supposed to be ballista, not barista.
発射。
Plasma arrow was released from the Sony's crossbow and struck the massive ash demon. With power, Shin and Arya cheered. Wow.
さすがです、ソニア先生。絶好調ですね。そんな、アリアさんやシンくんがカイマの足を止めてくれたおかげですよ。
Sonia blushed with a shy smile as she lowered her bow, but that was quickly replaced with thoughtful expression.
でも妙ですね。普通の侵食現象にしてはカイマの数が多すぎる気がします。
True, for this size, there shouldn't be this many ash demons. Ash demons spawn from organic matter that has been corroded by the dust. However, it's rare for this phenomenon to corrode so many into ash demons.
何かあるのかもしれません。この土地にカイマを大量発生させる要因が。
Some of them might be artificial, right? Because like the whole thing with the Greymon College was that they were making artificial ash demons.
カイマなどという無粋な名で呼んでくれるな、劣等種よ。
What? Who? Who is this? Who's there?
人型のカイマー、初めて見るタイプ。
Who the fuck is this?
オーズロイドと呼べ。ハルモニア派の諸君。
Wait, is this?
私たちを知ってる？
Horse Lord? Is that different from an ash demon? Despite feeling an instinctive threat from the opponent, Shin couldn't help but be curious. What are you? Do you know what is going on around here?
お前たちと会うのは初めてではないのだがな。この姿では分からぬのも無理はないか。
Wait, is this the professor of the Greyman College? Wait, so his experiments to like evolve, to adapt to the dust, worked? Huh?
まさかグレイマン教授ですか？
その通りだ。人間でもなくなった今、教授という地位や役職に意味はないがな。
They're surprised. They all let out a shout.
本当にグレイマン教授なんですか？でもその姿は。
ソニア教授、君なら知っているだろう。私はかねてよりオーズに適応進化した人類の形を模索していた。これはその回答だ。
So you turned into an ash demon, or horse lord, deliberately? Clear that. Shin quickly corrected himself.
その通りだ。我々はダストが有機物に及ぼす影響のメカニズムを解明し、オーズロイドへの転生を成功させた。
なんてこと！自分から人間であることを捨てるだなんて。
I know you were a skilled alchemist, but how are you able to reach this state in a short period after leaving the academy?
元からほぼ理論は完成していたからな。思えば追放されて逆に良かったかもしれん。ゼロワンを故意に暴走させてまで我らを追い出したバーナウ派には感謝の念さえ抱いているよ。
Oh, so it was Burnout Cal. Okay, so it was not Johan involved with them. Model 01? The artificial ash demon?
私たちが倒したんだよね。
That was still fresh in their memory. Due to the ash demon causing a ruckus on campus, the exile of the Greyman College became certain.
あの事件がバーナー派の工作だと言うんですか？
I recall the Burnout College saw the Greyman College as their enemy. There was no proof, but it seemed likely. Knowing the conflict among colleges, Shin couldn't help but imagine.
今となってはどうでもよいことだ。
Professor Greyman.
それにしてもその姿だいぶ印象が変わりましたね。とても若々しくなられて。ソニア先生、聞きにくいことをズバッと。
貧弱で追いつつあった人間の形態を引き継ぐ必要はない。この姿は私の20歳頃をベースにデザインしたものだ。
そんなことができるんですか？先生、目が輝いてます。まあ、不老長寿は錬金術の重要なテーマですから、アリアさんやセレスさんの年頃では気にならないでしょうけど、私くらいになると肌の張りとかシミとか。
Not that. We came all the way here to investigate the Oblivion phenomenon.
あら、そうでしたね。
Scolded by Shin, Miss Sonia let out a fake cough.
グレイマン教授、状況証拠からこの地のダスト汚染は教授の実験によるものと推察します。今後も実験のために侵食範囲を広げ、 カイマを増やしていくというのなら、私たちはそれを見過ごすわけにはいきません。
ではどうするかね。劣等種の錬金術師、私たちを相入れぬ者として淘汰するか。
I really just said inferior alchemist, holy shit.
それは、
答えを出すにはまだ早い。君たちが錬金術師として少しでも広い視野を持っているなら、我らオーズロイドの在り方をその目で見極めていくと良いだろう。その上で我らとたもとを分かつなら、その時は互いの未来をかけた生存闘争ということになるがね。
グレーマン教授。
He merged into the dust and disappeared.
反応が遠ざかってく。逃げたというより、見逃してくれた感じかな。
What should we do? We can return once to report this, but...
いえ、このまま進みましょう。
Are you sure?
このまま放っておいたら、オブリビオンが拡大しかねません。それに、グレイマン教授が私たちの前に姿を見せたのは、何か考えがあるように思えるんです。自分たちのことを知ってほしい。そして、その上で判断をしてほしいと。私がそう感じただけなんですが。
I understand. Let's go. I also want to judge what the Greymon College is trying to achieve.
ここで帰るのは、さすがに後ろ髪引かれるものね。
This was how Shin and the others stepped deeper into the otherworldly forest.
何が起きても慌てずに落ち着いていこう。
当然の結果というものですわね。
ちょっと休憩していこうか。
なんか拾ったぞ。頑張ったご褒美はお菓子がいいな。よくわかんないけど、
Spirit
これ
Liquid!
いいものか？
Oh shit. Okay, we have Spirit Liquid now, which means I should be able to start crafting it. It uses Horns of Crimson Blaze, which we don't have access to. What the fuck? No! Bro. Why? God damn it. We do have is like... Yeah, so we can get the Ether Shot now, or... I think one of the others use Spirit Water. No, that's Dragon Meat. That's Dragon Meat. That's Dragon Meat. That's Horn of Crimson Blaze. Okay, it's like something else that uses Spirit Water. Spirit Liquid. Yeah, it's really just, for now it's really just Sasha's weapon.
私を満足させるものかしら。私の独壇場ですわ。嬉しいです。
Oh, Tourmaline, okay. Kinda needed that.
頑張ったご褒美はお菓子がいいな。
It's like the sound effect of her attack, man.
私の独壇場ですわ。
お、見つけた。
ここで補給いたしましょう。
Trinity and others went deeper into the forest while battling ash demons in the midst of the dust. Investigating the contaminated area created by the Greymon College resulted in many discoveries.
この花を見てください、シンくん。花粉の代わりにダストを媒介にして受粉するようです。
Did it manage to mix its genetic information into the dust?
詳しい生態は調べてみないとわかりませんが、私の推論が正しければ、この海馬植物は種の異なる花をも海馬にして情報を書き換えることができると。ゾッとしませんね。灰色の花で覆い尽くされた世界なんて。
I wonder if the unification of species is a trait of an Ursuloid. This bug too.
シン
Shin reached out for the cocoon-like object hanging from a nearby tree. Extending a blade from his gauntlet, he slid it from the top. A liquid seeped out and a melted creature that looked like it was halfway between a larva and a moth peeked out.
黒
This cocoon is used to turn bugs into ash demons. It peeked into some, but they're all the same species.
シンたらいつの間にそんなこと。でも少しずつ分かってきたことがありますね。グレイマン派の思惑が。
Yes, we are trying to build an ecosystem of the Ursuloids in Ur. The ash demons Shin knew of were soldiers for Oblivion. They may be monsters trying to contaminate Sosie with the dust, so breeding or interbreeding seems unthinkable. But Ursuloids were different. They created their ecosystem in the contaminated land and tried to adapt to the environment.
ソシエとオーズ、もう私たちとグレイマン派じゃ存在そのものが相入れないんだね。ダスト進化論。侵食を防ぐことよりダストに適応することこそが我々の生存戦略である。グレイマン教授はそう主張していました。
And he's trying to make us understand that?
そのためにこんな奥まで招き入れたってことかな。見込まれてはいるんだろうけど。
While speaking, Arya maneuvered her spiral circuit. With a complicated expression, they continued where the arrow pointed.
濃いダスト反応。間違いない。グレーマン教授は近いよ。
Let's tell him our answer.
ハルモニア派の答えですね。
They all faced each other before giving a nod.
こんな場所に洞窟があるなんて。
More like a hole in the ground. It looks man-made.
座標からしてここがグレイマン派の拠点、工房ではないでしょうか。
Cautiously, the group continued further. The rocky walls and ground were covered in dust, but lightly lit and easy to pass through.
なんか変な匂いがする。
I wonder what it is. It's sweet and mildly rotten.
グレイマン教授、ここにいるのではないですか？姿を見せてください。
There? Reacting to the sound, Shin immediately took a stance. At the next moment, what jumped to their sights was shocking.
シン、何あれ？
A colossal ant-queen? It had a bizarre appearance. The organ-like stomach was beating while letting out light from the inside. They only noticed the stomach due to its humanoid upper body. The gray skin was like a corpse. Compared to its massive stomach, it looked awfully weak.
シンくん、あっちにも。
Bisonia tugged on Shin's sleeve. Seeing where she pointed, Shin also swallowed his breath. This is a plant. Is it the original ash demon flower we saw outside?
株のように見えるの。あれ、人の頭だよね。
Horrified, Arya grasped Shin's hand. Shin unconsciously squeezed her trembling hand back.
サムエルとミューリの姿を見た感想はどうだ？
Gray Man.
やはり来たな、ハルモニア派の諸君。君たちならここまで来ると思っていた。
From behind the thorny bushes of the ash demon plant, Grayman leisurely appeared. The group instantly got into battle position.
サムエルとミューリと言いましたね。彼らはまさか。
私の弟子だ。オーズロイドへと転生する際、望んであの形態を取った。
そんな。
Former humans looking like that. A queen ant with a flabby stomach that takes up most of her body and an ash demon plant with thorns growing from its head. Jin couldn't help but shudder at the transformation.
彼らの役目はオーズの土壌作りだ。サムエルとミューリの活動が我らオーズロイドの分布する土地のベースを作る。全土がオーズとなった時、不毛の大地ばかりでは困るからな。
For that, you're increasing plants and bugs suited for ore.
オーズに寄り添う生態系の構築。グレイマン教授、あなたの進化論はそこまで進んでいたんですね。
分かっているなら話は早い。聞かせてもらおうか。
Is that
君た
professor?
ちの答え。
Yes, it is that professor. It's the Greyman College that was exiled. His theory was successful. Although, I don't think people would like the appearance of the result. It's a bit,
私たちにダスト進化論を受け入れろと。
私は錬金術師としての君たちの能力を買っている。オーズロイドとして転生すれば心強い同志となってくれるだろう。
そんなの。
there's no way we can agree. Jin followed Arya, who was fretting. Greyman narrowed his blood-red eyes.
なぜだ？君たちもやはりくだらぬ倫理観や劣等種としての固定観念にとらわれているのか？祖師への滅びがすぐそこまで来ている今、ダストを克服することこそが唯一の生き残る道であるとなぜわからない？
You're Alchemist of Ars Magna. We haven't given up that hope just yet.
だから我らを否定すると、それは君たちのエゴで生存の可能性を積むことではないかね？
Perhaps, but Shin shakes his head. He thought back to how the Orsoloids were like and reaffirmed that his thoughts would not change. Your dust evolution theory, the Orsoloids are incomplete.
ほう。
Within the environmental adaptation, you're transforming existing organisms into Orsoloid with Ash Demon traits. But there's no diversity and only efficiency. That's no way to make progress. Even if the Age of Ore does come and you survive the disaster, you'd still be at the dead end.
そのために私がいる。この姿をとったのはオーズロイドの生態系の管理者であるためなのだからな。
Are you going to do the work of the apostles and gods all by yourself? That's crazy. The amount of time and resources you need to manage it is unthinkable. Greyman?
すまぬな。私はまさに今のような議論を望んでいたのかもしれぬ。そう思ったら不意に笑いがこみ上げてきた。しかし既成概念に凝り固まった原理主義者どもは我らを異端視するばかりで、ろくに耳を傾けようともしなかった。
だからですか。だからあなたは私たちにオーズロイドの世界の一端を見せてどう受け取るか試そうとしたんですか？
そうだな。 君たちならあるいは私にそんな意識があったことは認めよう。だがしかし。
ええ、しかし。
Sonia and Greyman exchanged glances while both emitting words of negation.
我らの存在はもはや相入れぬ。どちらかが屈することでしか未来はつなげない。
悲しいことですが、それがこの世界の断りですね。
ならばどうする？
答えは決まっているでしょう。そしてグレイマン教授、あなたもそれが分かっていて、私たちをここまで誘い込んだはずです。
いかにも。こうなることは分かっていたとも。
Harmonia College and Greyman all got into a battle stance. The guardians of Sosia and the adapter of War, the two couldn't be together. It's a natural conclusion.
退場の時だ、劣等種。
No, we won't give up. That's why we will fight you. What the hell is this guy weak to? Weak to light, weak to wind, resistant to earth, dark, and fire. I only have like one SP bar, but we can try for a chance at stun. Wind and light. Oh, it needs a lot of... Okay. Is normal to water? The battle came to an end as Greyman fell to his knees. Breathing heavily, Shin put away the blade on his gauntlet. Is anyone hurt?
なんとか。オーズロイド、恐ろしい敵だったね。普通のカイマよりよほど手強かった。グレイマン教授の理論と信念の結晶ですからね。でも私たちにもハルモニア派としての矜持がありますから。
Yes, it was a battle we couldn't afford to lose. Shin looked down at Greyman, who was lying down. That was when he heard an eerie rustle from his surroundings.
様子がおかしくない？
The remaining ash demons, no. The Ursuloid are all moving at once. It almost looked like baby spiders scattering throughout haphazardly. The bug-shaped Ursuloid emerged and covered the ground while charging toward them.
アリアさん、海馬よけの結界を早く。
While screaming, Arya controlled her spiral circuit. Rapidly moving her fingers, she cast a spell and deployed a circular barrier covering a few meters around them. She's freaking out but somehow manages to cast a high-level spell like that.
無我夢中なのでしょうが、逆にすごいですね。
Arya's barrier formed barely in time. The swarm of insects that spawned from the ground avoided the circle. They were then headed toward the plant-shaped ash demon. Are you alright, Arya?
虫好きなシーンの気が知らないよ。
Even I can't stand that. Arya held Shin's hand. Feeling her shivers, he returned a strong grip.
ごめん、シン。認まんないよね。
No, it's not. We were safe thanks to you. The swarm of insects was like a flood of dust. Shin trembled at the horrifying scene.
見てください、あれ。
Misonia?
あそこ、オーズロイドが共食いをしています。
What? The insect types devoured the leaves and stems in a blink of an eye. On the other hand, the plant type wasn't giving up and slammed its vines and swatted away the insect types. They're trying to steal the dust they've stored.
でもあれじゃ、自滅するだけだよ。2匹の蛇が互いを食らい合うように、終わりのない戦いをしているみたい。
これがオーズロイドの偽らざる姿だ。海馬としての本能なのか、攻撃的で他種を侵食しようとする。
Greyman. Within the sea of ash demons, Professor Greyman was standing. With a somber look, he was being devoured himself.
サムエルとミューリはダスト進化論に賛同する同志だった。彼らは環境構築のためのオーズロイドになることを受け入れ、それぞれバグとプラントのオリジナルとなった。だがそんな彼らでさえ攻撃性と繁殖欲に狂ったのだ。私の制御を外れればこうして共食いを始めるほどにな。
So that was the real reason why diversity couldn't be achieved.
ここの生態系は、グレイマン教授の存在あってこそ、かろうじて均衡が保たれていたんですね。私たちが教授を倒したから、席を切ったように暴走を始めたんだ。
Rayman's body was consumed by insects and vines. From the atrocious sight, Arya continued to shiver while keeping a firm grip on Shin's hand.
無論、時間さえ許せば、オーズロイドの欠点を克服するつもりだった。私はそのための努力を惜しまなかったであろう。しかし、これ以上の言葉は無意味か。敗者は淘汰されるのみ。それはソシエであろうと、王子であろうと、変わらぬ断りだ。
グレイマン教授、
この工房には侵食現象の核となる術式陣がある。私は今からそれを壊す。敗者として自らの過ちに幕を引くために。君たちは去れ、そして行くのだ。信念を曲げるな、決して。
教授！
Misonia, you can't.
早く洞窟の外に出ましょう。このままじゃ私たちまで巻き込まれます。
Shin and Arya both held Sonia back as she tried to go after Greyman. While setting the barrier to ward off ash demons, the group headed out. The final sight of Greyman was him being consumed by numerous ash demons as he headed deeper into the bath. And then, as Greyman said, the spread of the Oblivion stopped around the Orsaloid's ecosphere. The Harmonia College reported the incident to the Academy. The Executive Office initiated a thorough incineration and cleanup around the contaminated zone. Sitting in the workshop, Sonia sighed while holding a mirror.
ここ、シミ。前回の調査の時のかしら。免疫が落ちてるみたい。シンくんたちの若さが眩しくなってきますね。
Is she that old? I don't think she's that old. I don't remember if they mentioned her actual age. You called? Sonia let out an odd cry before peeling back. Shocked, she nearly dropped her hand mirror.
大丈夫ですか、ソニア先生。シンくん、それにアリアさんもいつからそこに？
A little while ago.
今私が言っていたこと。
And Sonia peered up, attempting to read his face. It was cute how she seemed like a small animal. Shin smiled and gave a thumbs up. Don't worry, you're very young, Miss Sonia. I don't mind your wrinkles or blemishes. You're a proud teacher. Bro, that's not how... Miss Sonia held her head as she squirmed. What's wrong, Miss Sonia?
シン。女性に年齢とかシミシワについて触れるの NG だから。
Really?
シンが女心に疎いのは今に始まったことじゃないけど、これはさすがにね。
Arya slumped her shoulders in disappointment.
まあ、シンくんが本音で若いと言ってくれるのは嬉しくないわけではないんですが。
Is that ageism? Perhaps.
それも普段の努力によって保たれているということは忘れないでもらいたいですね。
A woman's mind. I see.
シンくんに言われると妙な感じもしますが、まあそうですね。シンの場合、そっちの方が錬金術の術式よりよっぽど難問かもね。
Arya snickered as a smile finally emerged from Miss Sonia. By the way, we have something for you, Miss Sonia.
はい。
Shin gave a small bottle wrapped in cloth. She tilted her head as she accepted it.
これはジャム？いえ、クリームですか？人化保護用のクリームです。エレメントを掛け合わせる新しい製法でシンと協力して作ったんですよ。
And this too. These are supplements to help the corrosion disease.
まあ、私のために？
Miss Sonia's eyes widened.
エレメントを掛け合わせる。それってシンくんとアリアさんが議論していたアイデアですよね。
Since we got permission to also use the map with the Barno College, we figured out the problems when we formulated.
そうでしたね。元はといえば、そのために調査に赴いたんでしたよね。
Honestly, there were many points about the Barno College they weren't satisfied with. If they intentionally made the artificial ash demon lose control to drive out the Greyman College, it would be a serious case that should be investigated by the administration. But there was no proof. When they were offered to use the map, their flattering attitude made Shin feel even more uncomfortable.
とにかくお礼を。二人が私のためにアイテムを作ろうとしてくれていたなんてついほども知りませんでした。その気遣いが本当に嬉しいです。ありがとう、シンくん、アリアさん。
It's nothing. This is to celebrate your return to the workshop. We wanted to give you a present.
ソニア先生から回帰祝いがあった時は、実は内心焦ってたんですけどね。先を越されたって。そうだったんですね。でも、順番なんて関係ありませんよ。二人の気持ちが嬉しいんですから。これ、大切に使わせてもらいますね。
Great. The effects of it are verified. Seeing Miss Sonia happy was rewarding. There were some suspicions left regarding the Barnard College and the way the incident came to an end, but Sonia's smile was enough.
グレーマン教授は言っていました。信念を曲げるな、と。
Miss Sonia.
私たちは彼を倒しました。彼の作ろうとした理想を否定しました。彼らの分までなんて傲慢なことを言うつもりはありません。けど、ハルモニア派はハルモニア派の道を行きましょう。私たちみんなで。
Yeah.
それでこそ調和のハルモニア派ですよね。
Agreeing with Miss Sonia's words, the two nodded. While working together, heated discussions may make conflicts or even break bonds. But if they were aiming for the same goal, they should be able to overcome any obstacle. I don't want to end up like Professor Greyman's disciples who ended up cannibalizing each other. For that, we have to plan out what kind of future we want to protect.
どうしたの、シン。急に黙りこくって。
Well, I was thinking about the future. As Arya peered into his face, Shin spoke of his thoughts. Even if a time comes when we don't have to fear the dust or use alchemy, I hope we can spend time like this together in the workshop.
シン。
But when that time comes, we'll probably be much older. Miss Sonia may be in a high position or maybe married with kids.
シン、どういうこと？
Huh? I'm talking about the future. Shin tilted his head, wondering why the two appeared stunned.
結婚、子供って、シンくん、人生設計でそんなことまで考えていたんですか？
Bro! That's the misunderstanding, bro?
急に言われても困ります。少し考える時間をください。
Huh? Are you confused?
何が勘違いなのよ。未来にはソニア先生と結婚して子供まで作ってるんでしょ？
To be fair, he didn't say that they would be married. Like, what the fuck? Eh? Wait, no, I never said I'd personally marry Miss Sonia or anything like that. Now it was Shin's turn to panic. He attempted to correct his words as the two remained blushing. All I said was, once it becomes peaceful, Miss Sonia may get married. I never said it was going to be me.
何よ、言い方が紛らわしいんだから。
Why are you so mad anyway, Arya?
シンが女心をもてあそぶからだよ。本当に分かってない。全然分かってないんだから。はあ、シンくんは私が誰か知らない男の人と結婚しても気にならないんですね。その程度の関心なんですね。
No, I was just talking of the possibilities and... The situation was getting out of hand. Shin flustered as he checked their expressions. Oh yeah, I had something I wanted to ask in regards to the materials and used in the formulation. The two were in unison to denounce Shin.
あらシン、まだ残っていたの？
What is this? Yeah, kinda. What are you doing here so late?
調べたいことがあって資料を取りに来たの。ところでそれは？
Well, a lot happened. Shin was carrying a large sign around his neck. The description read, "Too dumb to get girls" and "The Blockhead." Reading it, Celis got a general idea of the things that Shin referred to as happenings. Her stares became cold as she began gathering the reference materials. She then began preparing to leave. Celis?
この件はシンが悪いから反省してちゃんと謝るのよ。
I didn't even say anything?
それじゃあね、おやすみなさい。
Celis! That was really uncalled for. Releasing a heavy sigh, Shin began packing up his lab equipment. He was not allowed to remove the sign from his neck for the rest of the day. Therefore, it was difficult to leave the workshop during the day, but at this hour he should be able to leave without being seen. Oh, speaking of careless things. Shin picked up the composition formula he scribbled down earlier. The supplement I gave Miss Sonia can make people feel overly energetic as a side effect. It shouldn't be that strong, but maybe I should tell her. We're gonna tell her now. I should tell her earlier than later, though it's kinda hard to face her. Oh, I know, let me write a memo and slip it under her door. Shin quickly wrote it down. That gave him a sudden inspiration to improve the supplement. Oh, if I can change the composition here. Okay, I should try this out first thing tomorrow. While planning out a schedule, he got up with the memo in hand. Thanks to his inspiration, he felt a little refreshed. Okay. Oh, there's another side story. I'm guessing this is linked to that side story. Yeah, we're definitely not going over the time today because we still have 3 more side stories. Okay. Since this one seems to be connected to that one we just did, I'm gonna do this one first. It has been a while since the class was held here. The place was packed. Many scholars and alchemists from the academy attended to listen to the Harmonia College's presentation. On the podium was Miss Sonia, who appeared to be a little nervous.
まさかハルモニア派の講義がここまで注目されるなんて。これは失敗できませんね。
Calm down, Miss Sonia.
私たちもサポートしますから。そうですね。
Miss Sonia placed her hand on her large chest and took deep breaths before taking a gander at the audience.
こんにちは、皆さん。大変な時にもかかわらず、私たちの講義を聞くために集まってくれてありがとうございます。すでに知っている人も多いと思いますが、私たちハルモニア派は近くオーズ遠征を計画しています。先のマルドゥック派に続く挑戦ということで、ハルモニア派だけでなく多くの方の知恵を借りて準備を進めている段階です。今日はそのオーズ遠征について私が今語れるだけのことを語ろうと思います。
That more people understand the purpose of the expedition to Ur, that was the reason they decided to host the lecture at this time. Unlike Professor Yuan's expedition held previously, the Harmonia College's scale and expectations were much lower. However, each person held sincere thoughts and concerns about the future of Sosei. Past that message, Miss Sonia stepped up to the podium, as if she'd forgotten her nervousness. Once the lecture started, she spoke smoothly.
また、北方は境界に近づくにつれ、致死量に至るダスト濃度が観測されています。私たちは濃いダスト化でも活動できるよう、グレイマン派の理論を参考にしました。
What? The Greyman College? A strange murmur spread throughout the lecture hall. Pretending not to hear anything, Miss Sonia gestured to Shin to write on the board.
シン君、アリアさん、例の術式を書き出してもらえませんか？
Sure.
体内酵素と免疫系の術式ですね。
The limestone separated from the chalk and stuck to the blackboard. Shin and Arya wrote out the spell together.
ご覧のように、オーズロイド、開魔化のプロセスを解析すれば、ダストへの免疫を飛躍的に高める効果が。
Hold up. The one who raised their hand was a scholar of the Brno College, and Sonia paused for a moment and let him speak. The Greymon College was exiled as non-conformists. You should know of the chaos they caused, yet you're relying on the theories of the Destroyers?
確かに彼らは、ソシエにとって災いをもたらしました。グレイマン派の理想や信念がどうあれ、その帰結が間違っていたことは、私も同じ意見です。ですが、だからといって、その過程や築いてきた成果の全てを否定してしまうのは短絡的ではないでしょうか。事実、グレイマン派の理論から構築したこの免疫術式は、私たちの遠征に大いに役立ってくれます。私はそれを強く確信しています。
But what the Greymon College did should not be forgiven. The scholar continued to argue. Glancing over to the other scholars, there were several that agreed with the scholar. Seeing through their reactions, Miss Sonia calmly nodded to him.
錬金術の功罪。それは私たち錬金術師にとって永遠のテーマと言えるものですね。過信を虐げ、搾取するドール。他にも私たちには、その気になればソシエを壊せるほどの英知がある。
That's right. That's why we have to strictly manage the taboos.
いいえ。だからこそ探求し、知るべきなのです。
What? The man was shocked. Confusion ran through the other scholars. Shin snuck a glance at Miss Sonia's profile.
管理とは誰にも知らせず封印することを言うのでしょうか。危険は遠ざけ、触れざる者と黙殺すべきと。私はそうは思いません。知識は知識。それを使う者の資質によって、もたらされる結果はおのずと変わってくる。いいですか？私が思う錬金術師として最も大切な資質は、ここにあります。
Sonia touched her chest.
ソシエを守護する信念、心の物差し、異端や破壊というレッテルに左右されるのではなく、本質を見通す目。それを養うのはとても難しいことです。あの開祖だって万能ではなかった。私たちは間違いを起こすかもしれない。けれど、一人一人が自分の物差しを持ち、学び続けていれば、決定的に間違うことはない。それが私の信念。だから、
Miss Sonia looked back at the board. She confidently showed the spell constructed from the theories of the Greymon College.
私は知識を使うことを恐れません。学派の偏見を取り払えば、そこには大きな可能性があるのですから。
A murmur spread through the lecture hall. There was delayed applause that followed. Some were not convinced by her speech, but Miss Sonia accepted such reactions as a matter of course.
ソニア先生、かっこいい。
I agree with what she said. Knowledge is knowledge. How it is used is based on the person's nature. And having the eye to see through the nature of things. Maybe that's the most important factor to learn the truth of ore.
私、ソニア先生のこと、誇りに思うよ。とっても尊敬できる、大好きな先生。
Yeah, me too. While staying back as assistants, Shin and Arya lightly nodded. Class continued, and after several debates, it came to an end. In the end, that day's lecture was the last one before the Harmonia College departed to the edge of Socia. Miss Sonia opened a small paper packet before downing the powdered content with a cup of water. That medicine, is it for the corrosion disease?
ええ、例のグレーマン派の研究を参考にしたものです。数値は安定しているし、免疫効果も立証されているんですよ。今度の遠征にも持っていこうと思って、今自分を被験者にしていろいろ試しているところなんです。
Previously, when Miss Sonia was severely injured, she suffered from a progressive form of corrosion disease. Now she suppressed the effects with medication, but she was not completely cured. Please don't push yourself. If there's anything I can do, let me know.
ありがとう。でも、遠征についてくるなとは言わないでくださいね。私、オーズの真実やシャマシュとの契約の他にも、今度の遠征で期していることがあるんです。
Which is?
はい。フランスはプレラーティ教授の足跡を終えたら、と。
プレラーティ教授、ソニア先生の師匠にあたる方ですよね。私はお会いしたことないけど、ハルモニア派の前の主催だったとか。
Arya chimed in while she was working. Miss Sonia nodded and stared into the distance in thought.
フラン先生は、私に錬金術の何たるかを教えてくれました。技術や知識だけでなく、ハルモニア派の理想、信念も。先日、講義で語ったことは、フラン先生に教えられたことでもあるんですよ。
尊敬してたんですね。プレラーティ教授のこと。
ええ。だから私は、フラン先生の見たものを、この目で確かめたいんです。ソシエの果てに何があるのか。
Like Shin and the others, Professor Prelati also attempted to go to war but never came back. Sonia's insistence on the expedition was probably influenced by this.
そうだ、シンくん。さっき何でもするって言ってくれましたよね。
I did. He would preface that if he could. Shin couldn't help but nod after being relied on by Miss Sonia.
実は、抗菌薬の改良で試してみたいアプローチがあって、そのために、シンくんに被験者になってほしいんです。
What should I do?
まず、この活性剤を投与して経過を見ます。
Activation? Is it to raise the immunity of my Philosopher's Stone?
グレイマン派の研究でダスト粒子を疑似的に再現したものです。普通の人間には毒物ですけど、賢者の石の適合者であるシンくんなら分解機能が働くので。
なるほど。そのメカニズムを分析するんですね。血液や細胞のサンプルを調べれば、新薬開発のデータになる。
さすがアリアさん、その通りです。
Sonia proudly pointed her index finger, smiling. She didn't expect rejection in the slightest.
疑似粒子投与で一時的に発熱があると思いますけど、シンくんなら大丈夫ですよね。よろしくお願いします。
これで抗菌薬が改良されれば、多くの腎化病患者を助けることになります。とても意義のある仕事ですね。
Yeah. Shin nodded vaguely as they proceeded on the assumption that Shin would agree. Thus, Shin had to prepare for the expedition to Ora while helping out with the development of the new drug.
準備万端。いつでもいいぞ。
よし、この調子でいこう。おお、見つけた。
これはいいものですね。やった！僕たちの勝利ですね。
ここで体を休めよう。
よくわかんないけど、これいいものか？一休みしていきましょうか。もう大丈夫だぞ。敵の匂い消えた。 なんか拾ったぞ。
錬金術の奥義は戦いにも通じているんだ。ピンときた。きっとここに。
Shining molds.
やった、僕たちの勝利ですね。
これは素晴らしいですね。
ここなら安心ですね。
Okay, it's a key item. I don't know what we're supposed to... Oh! Dustproof Medicine Super X. Okay. This is what we're supposed to make. I see. Did we get enough? No, we did not get enough, Heliodor to make a Tourmaline. We need like 2 more pieces of Tourmaline so I can make a Ruby. Okay. Oh. Wait. Hold on. Is this... Are we gonna get like a... Hold up. Okay, well, let's pick the item first. So we need the Dustproof Medicine Super X. This is the negative effects of the dust. Slightly increases the party's resistance against vulnerability. Continue effect. And then... yeah, I still can't make the ruby. We need 2 of them, so I can get the ether shot as well, alongside the fairy blade. Side effect hustle. Arya and Sonya formulated a new drug and began testing. That night, an unexpected side effect strikes their bodies. Okay, this this could be like a, or this would be like a threesome scene, right? The prototype for the Dustproof Medicine was created. It was created using antibodies from Shinweb, the Philosopher's Stone, and Data-Wise. It should be more effective than the pre-existing Dustproof medicines. Holding the pill in his hand, Shin was filled with emotions. It looks so long, but it's finally done. It took so long, but it's finally done.
お疲れ様でした、シンくん。大変でしたが、よく頑張ってくれましたね。
This is all for you, Miss Sonia.
まあ、シンくん。お上手ですね。
Miss Sonia's cheeks flushed as if she were satisfied. The times he spent as a test subject was quite a burden for Shin. He put his body through a lot of stress to boost his immunity, and during the process he suffered from fevers and fatigue. But man, the food restriction was the toughest. Shin thought back to the pain of only being able to eat a certain amount of food daily.
なんでよ、せっかくのアリアさん特製レーションなのに。
That's exactly why you make everything taste so spicy.
だってその方が美味しいもん。
The only one who thinks that is you.
まるちゃんだって味見してくれて、美味しい美味しいって喜んでたよ。
Breaking Arya's spice addiction seemed impossible. Shin gave up and let out a deep sigh.
まあまあ、シンくんもアリアさんも頑張ってくれたということで。
Miss Sonia tried to intercede and took the pills in her hand.
早速ですが、臨床データを取りましょう。実際に服用してみて、効果や副作用の有無などを調べます。
In this case, I'm excluded from the study, right?
そうですね。シンくんの持つ抗体から作った薬ですから、被験者は他の人間でないと。
which means... Shin peered over to Arya. Now it's your turn.
何その目、根に持ってる？
Not at all. Don't worry, Arya. If you develop a fever or have any side effects, I'll prepare a sweet syrupy fever reducer just for you.
シンくんはアリアさんには容赦ありませんね。でも被験者には私もなるつもりですから。
Sonia laughed weakly before patting Arya's shoulder.
やるからには有意義なデータを取りましょう。頑張りましょうね、アリアさん。
はい。ソニア先生がそう言うなら。
Without changing her gentle expression, she manages to make matters go her way. Maybe the scariest person of all was Miss Sonia. Shin briefly thought as he watched the two take the pill. It just cuts out. Bro, it just cuts out like that. So that means literally the rest of that entire side story was literally just the threesome. Wow. Okay. Bro. Okay. Let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next one. Let's do the one for Namtar first, actually. Late afternoon, Shin and the others were blending formulas in the workshop. As Shin mixed the alchemy pot, Namtar helped add the ingredients. Namtar, add the skin of Navka and frog oil next.
What?
Thanks. Seems like you're understanding ingredients more lately. That's my story done.
この調子なら錬金術師の助手になれそうなの。飲むたら偉いか？
Yep, very good.
へへ、それほどでも。
Namtar patted her head to hide her embarrassment. Lately, her gestures were also becoming human-like. Okay, can you pass me the dragon lotus honey next?
蜂蜜。
You don't know where it is? The jar should be under the shelf.
あれは。
She ate all of it. Namtar seemed to fret a little as she glanced at Shin into the shelf.
シン、私が取るのだわ。あら、これは。
What's wrong?
これ、空っぽなの。
Henry opened the jar and showed the inside to Shin. There was a tiny bit left on the bottom, but it was mostly gone. That's strange. There should have been some left.
それは、ナモトルが、
Do you know something, Namtar? Namtar shifted her gaze reluctantly.
ひょっとして、ナムタルが舐めたとか？
Namtar's shoulders jolted. Shin and Henry faced each other. Namtar, let's be honest. Did you like the jar?
瓶こぼれたのペロペロしたら、甘かったから。半分くらい余ってたの。全部舐めちゃったの？
We better go obtain the honey quickly. Yep.
でも確か、龍蓮の蜂蜜は特別な品種だったの。エアブス地方でしか作られていないのでしょ？もう手に入らないのか？ごめん。
No, it's a rare item, but if we go to the royal capital, we should be able to get it.
じゃあ買い出しに行くのね。買い出し？それ、ナムタルが行く。
は？
蜂蜜、ナムタルが舐めちゃったからシン、困ってる。なら、ナムタルが行きたい。
Well, what should I do? I'm glad Namtar is motivated, but going shopping in the royal capital.
ナムタル、わかってるの？
人がいっぱいいるところに行ってお店でお買い物をするのよ。
大丈夫。ナモタルできる。
シン、どう思う？
Lately, Namtar seems to understand common knowledge, so I guess we can trust her to do the shopping. Problem was her appearance. Her deadly white skin and white hair stood out. If people found out she was an ash demon, it would cause a commotion.
ダメか？ナモタル、真の役に立てないか？
Namtar appeared disappointed. She must have felt responsible about the honey. Telling her she couldn't go out because she was an ash demon was too cruel. Alright, then let's go together. But you have to promise you won't leave my side.
シンと一緒か。わかった、行く。
はあ、シンはナムタルに甘いの。
Henry sighed next to Namtar, who was nodding cheerfully. From there, Shin took Namtar to the royal capital.
わあ、建物いっぱい、人間いっぱい。ここが王都か。
This is your first time here, right? That was when he noticed Anna never existed. That was when he noticed Anna never visited the royal capital either. If Anna also visited, would she have been excited like her?
シン、どうかしたか？ナモタルの顔、なんかついてるか？
Oh, nothing. I was glad we got permission from the administration. That's thanks to your work being recognized.
よくわからない。
You battled alongside us and helped us a lot. That work was recognized. In actuality, people who feared Namtar had grown less. Gradually, many alchemists in the academy saw her as an excellent demon partner.
ナモタル、偉い？
Yep, very good.
へへ。じゃあ頭撫でて。
Good girl.
へへ。嬉しいな。
Shin patted her head, Namtar's rabbit ear like antennae popped up. Shin knew he was spoiling her, but he couldn't help but go easy on her every time he saw Namtar's face loosen up with a smile. That was when the two walked past the young couple. Hey, isn't that... Oh yeah, isn't that the ash demon they're keeping in the Magic Academy? Scary to see it walking around town normally like that. How do they plan on taking responsibility if something happens? Their voices were faint, but it was clear enough to understand. Looking around, he noticed that the couple wasn't the only one giving them cold stares. There were a few others avoiding them. Their faces were filled with suspicion, disbelief, and fear. He can sense the hostility against the unusual ash demon in human form.
あいつ、こっち見てないか？おい、ナモタルたちに言おうか？
Hey, she's coming this way. Let's get out of here.
逃げた。ナモタルが怖いのか？
People still don't know much about you. People tend to be scared of things they don't know.
そういうものか。
Let's get going. The shop that sells the honey is up ahead. Shielding her from the judgmental gazes of the people in the capital, Shin urged Namtar. Thankfully, everything went smoothly at the shop. As it was a rare item, they were ripped off a bit, but they managed to get the honey and began making their way back.
はちみつ。ナモタルが手に入れたぞ。へへ。
Yeah, we managed to buy it. Good job, Namtar. Even though it's out of my wallet. Namtar raised the jar of honey as she happily strolled the streets. Meanwhile, Shin was a bit bummed about his light wallet.
シン、他に買うものないのか？ナモタル任せていいぞ。
Namtar turned around and walked backwards. Shin looked toward her and... Oh, watch out, Namtar!
お？
Petite's girl bumped into Namtar's back. The girl stumbled back from the impact as her staff rolled on the street. Shin quickly ran to her side. Are you okay?
はい、すみません。そちらは大丈夫でしたか？
ナモタルは平気だぞ。
Hey, this is what happens when you look away, Namtar. Say sorry.
ごめんなさい。ナモタルよそ見してた。
いえ。
The girl lightly bowed before searching the ground with her hand. On her knees, she continued to rummage the area. Shin peered over to the staff that was in the distance. Are you searching for this? He brought her staff close to her and had her grasp it. The girl released a sigh of relief.
ありがとうございます。
Can you not see?
はい、そうなのです。ほとんど見えません。
見えない？目が見えないのか。
はい。
Namtar suddenly began to rub her face in front of the girl like a cat. Sensing something odd, the girl tilted her head to the side while her gaze was locked somewhere. Elsewhere. Are your mom and dad somewhere else?
お使いの途中でしたから。
An errand? Alone?
私、この近くのお屋敷にご奉公に出ているんです。今日は日用品の買い出しを言いつけられまして。
Are you okay being alone?
はい。リストを書いた紙は持たされましたし、皆さん親切で道を聞いたら教えてくれますから。
おー、偉いな。桃太郎目が見えてもシンと一緒に来てるのに、お前は見えないのに一人で行けるのか。
いえ、そんな大したことないんですよ。皆さんとてもよくしてくださるのに、いつも迷惑かけてしまっていて。それで、つかぬことをお尋ねしますが、こちらのお店はどこにあるか知らないでしょうか。
Let's see. Taking the written list from the girl, Shin took a look. The list contained spices, cooking wine, and other things used for cooking.
わかるか？
Yeah, Arya took me here before, except the street going there is a bit complicated. Shin tilted his head, thinking of how to explain it to her. That was when Namtar tugged on the edge of his shirt.
なあ、シン、連れてってやろう。
Namtar? Yeah, we should. Shin nodded and turned to the girl. If you'd like, we can guide you there.
そんな悪いです。道順を教えてもらえれば。
Nah, don't worry about it. We're in the middle of shopping too. There's no problem getting extra stuff for the workshop.
工房ですか？
I'm an alchemist. My name is Shin Balt. This is my demon partner, Namtar.
錬金術師。それではもしかして。
Yeah, we're part of the academy.
まあ、それは。そんな方とお会いできるなんて、嬉しいです。私、ずっと憧れていて。
Smile emerged on the girl's face. He was polite and reserved, but an innocent side appeared.
申し遅れました。私、ケイト・リブニャールと言います。本当にご案内してもらえるのでしょうか？
Of course. Well, let's get going, Kate. The shop that carries spices is on the other street.
向こうだぞ、ケイト。
はい。
Namtar tried to lead Kate in the direction Shin pointed. Oh, Namtar, don't rush her. As Kate tried to follow her, she tripped over a lump on a rock. Namtar rushed towards Kate and supported her.
大丈夫か？
ごめんなさい。私、どんくさくて。
目が見えないの、大変だな。いつもの調子で歩いたナムタルが悪いな。
ナムタルさん。
できるだけゆっくり歩く。それでもナムタル早かったら言え。でも見えないからわからないのか。難しいな。
だったら良ければなんですけど。
Kate got back up on her feet as Namtar helped her up, as she questioned Namtar.
なんだ？
私と手をつないで歩いてくれませんか？そうすれば、はぐれずに済みますから。
手をつなぐ。このまま歩くのか。いいな。これなら速さ合わせられる。でもケイト、ナムタルのこと怖くないのか？
Because she can't see. She doesn't see that you're an ash demon.
怖い？どうしてですか？
Kate tilted her head, wondering. She couldn't see Namtar's appearance. Since she was introduced as a demon partner, she didn't fear her like other humans. I wonder if I should tell her that Namtar is an ash demon. But Namtar and Kate were holding hands. Seeing that, he struggled to spill the fact about her being an ash demon.
シン、どうした？店行くんじゃないのか？
Ah, yeah, I'm coming. The three went around the shops. An alchemist from the academy, a humanoid ash demon, and a blind maid. The odd combo caught the eyes of many, but Shin did his best to not care. He was happy to see Namtar and Kate getting along and chatting happily.
それでは、ナムタルさんはシンさんと一緒にいろんなところを旅しているんですね。ナムタル、シンの手気をつける。あと最近な、調合の手伝いもできるようになったぞ。すごいなあ。こんな風に言ってはいけないのかもしれませんけど、とても楽しそうです。いっぱいお勉強して、研究して、大陸を巡る旅までされていて、私、憧れてしまいます。
Kate, do you want to become an alchemist?
ああ、いえ、そこまで大それたことは。けれど、時々考えてしまうんです。この目が見えていたら、もっと違った道があったのではないかと。私はカイマに襲われて視力を失いました。ダストが目に入って、それで部分的に人化が発症したのだと、お医者様は言ってました。
Shin glanced at Namtar. If Kate found out Namtar was an ash demon, how would she feel? He began to fear the consequences.
あ、でも、それは仕方ないと諦めているんです。今のご主人様は、私のことを哀れに思ってくださって、とても良くしてくれていますし、贅沢は言えませんから。ケイトは目が見えるようになりたくないのか？
Namtar directly asked the question. Pausing for a few seconds, she smiled shyly and answered.
そうですね。目が見えたら、ナムタルさんがどんな顔をしてるかもわかりますし。やっぱり見えた方がいいな。
The time to part arrived. After finishing their shopping, Shin and Namtar brought Kate to the mansion she worked at. As they reached the gates, Kate stepped away from Namtar and bowed.
わざわざ送ってくださってありがとうございました。今日は本当に助かりました。
Are you okay on your own from here?
慣れていますから。私、憧れの錬金術師さんがこんなに親切な方だと知れて嬉しかったです。それに、素敵なジューマさんとも仲良くなれました。また会えるか？はい、ぜひ遊びに来てくださいね。ご主人様には私から話しておきますので。ケイトと話、楽しかった。またな。
Kate bowed and left the scene. The iron gates were closed in front of the two. An elderly man who seemed to be a servant of the mansion skeptically eyed Shin and Namtar. Let's go back, Namtar.
なあ、シン。
ん？
ケイトの目、直せないか？
That's...
シン、錬金術でいっぱいいろんなもの作れる。きっとケイトの目が見えるようになるものも、違うか？
Honestly, he figured Namtar would say something like that. Shin also pondered about a way to cure her vision. Kate's vision loss was due to mild corrosion. If they could create a replacement item, there would be a chance for recovery. But... Namtar, do you want to cure Kate's eyesight?
シンならできる。ナムタルも手伝う。
Even if there's a possibility that Kate may be afraid of you? He recalled the expression on the townspeople and the servants. Their reactions toward ash demons were the norm. If she found out Namtar was actually an ash demon, Kate might dislike the Namtar that tried to cure her eyes.
ケイトに嫌われるのは嫌だな。でも、ケイトの目があのままなのはもっと嫌だ。
Namtar. Alright, let's look some stuff up when we get back. Later, Shin read through some books and found a vision aid called the Crown Lens. The two began to procure rare materials to make the lens.
きっとお役に立ってみせますよ。
頑 頑張ったご褒美はお菓子がいいな。
これは素晴らしいですね。
お、見つけた。
頑張ったご褒美はお菓子がいいな。
これは素晴らしいですね。
有効活用するとしましょう。
素晴らしい戦いでしたよ。
頑張ったご褒美はお菓子がいいな。
これは素晴らしいですね。ここなら大丈夫そうですね。
やった。
私の独壇場ですわ。
嬉しいです。
I think we have enough Heliodor to get one Tourmaline. Oh, you still need more.
錬金術の奥義は戦いにも通じているんだ。
これはいいものですね。
お、この辺り怪しいな。
Translucent stone. Is it a key item? Oh, it is a key item. Special lens made with Alchemist slightly increases the party's resistance against dark and sleep. Ooh! I see.
なんとかなったね。
I guess we craft it. And then... Okay, we have enough for one Tourmaline. I need one more. I need one more Tourmaline to make a ruby. And even then I need like another one, because we now have the spirit liquid for Sasha's weapon. Crap. Ah! Surely I have enough time for this one side story before we do the kidnapped princess and then the main story. So this is gonna be the last one for today, I think. They were struggling within the creation of the crown lens. This item was designed to be worn directly on the user's eye to help their vision. A special glass that was soft and resilient contained a special spell woven in. If this was successful, it should improve the wearer's eyesight. However, it failed again. Every time I try to weave in a spell, there isn't enough durability.
元レンズ割れた。難しいな、これ。
We have the materials and there's no other way to improve the spell. What to do?
もう一回やろう。
No, even if we continue, it'll be the same. We need a different approach. Shin opened the reference book he borrowed from the library. There were clear instructions on making a crown lens. Shin stared at the page he had read so many times. It seems like there wasn't anything wrong with how he was making it. Wait, is this a fake book? Or since it's an old book of secrets, they censor the important parts? If so, we need to find the main source of the secret myself. I'm sorry, what are you doing?
アッシュクラフト。クラウンレンズ作る。
Holding the cracked lens in her right hand, she created a similar black lens with her left hand. Her Ashleyman skills allowed her to duplicate the shape of the lens.
できた。これなら割れないぞ。
Yeah, it won't crack, but that won't restore vision. Hold up. He had a spark of inspiration. Ashcraft can crystallize corruption, so it has a great durability and elasticity. They can coat the lens with this material. No, there's a limit in filtering. Rather, if you add one more step in the creation process, forming a shape, maybe the secret technique is... I got it. I think this would work. When we cut the lens, if we can add an Ashcraft cover...
Huh?
Shin began to mumble. Namtar stared at him in wonder. Shin snapped around and grabbed hold of her shoulders. Namtar, can you make something for me? Despite being surprised, she was all ears. A few days later, Shin and the others were visiting the mansion Kate worked at. The nobleman who was the master of the mansion looked at Shin skeptically when he mentioned he brought an item to cure Kate's eyes. I see what you mean. I appreciate you doing that for our Kate, but... who is it? Oh, I do not plan to suspect someone who is part of the Magic Academy, but that girl there... It's being talked about even in the palace. There's an alchemist who has an ash demon follower. I don't plan on saying anything since His Majesty has said that you are the destroyer, but... it's troublesome to have Namtar here?
そんなの勝手なのだわ。
If you know about Kate, then you must have heard her eyes were damaged by an ash demon. She's calmed down now, but not long ago she struggled to sleep every night. She's the daughter of a maid who has served me for ages. If her eyes were to be cured, that would be wonderful, but if the ash demon is near her during that time...
わかった。ナムタル、先に戻ってる。
Before Shin can say anything, Namtar offered to leave. She turned around and began heading out. Namtar, are you sure? You worked so hard for Kate.
ケイトが治るならいい。それに、ナムタル見てケイトに嫌な顔されたら、ナムタルは。
Namtar. Seeing her reaction, Shin noticed. Just like how Kate may fear Namtar, Namtar was also just as scared.
シン、ナムタルのことは私が送ってくの。
Sorry, can you?
うん。それじゃあシン、頑張って。
Now, let's bring Kate out. Come on. As Henry accompanied Namtar out of the mansion, Kate appeared in exchange. Not understanding the situation, she stood there looking worried. Hey Kate, we meet again.
その声、シンさんですか？
Yep, it's me, Shin, the Alchemist. I have a gift for you today.
贈り物？
Shin took out a case from his pocket. Using tweezers, he carefully pinched the lens from the case.
今日はナムタルさん来てないんですか？
Namtar had some business to attend to, but this gift was something Namtar helped me make for you. I want to give you the gift of light. Stay still. It'll be over quickly. Shin placed his hand on her head before he slipped the crown lens Namtar helped make into her eyes.
何？しみで。
Don't touch it. Don't worry. It'll fit right in and you'll adapt to it. When the crown lens is placed over a person's eye, it melts and becomes one with the cells, acting as a substitute for the eye, if it works. After a few minutes, Shin gently removed his hand from Kate's face. Slowly open your eyes. First, focus on looking at your hands. How is it? Can you see Kate?
なんだか眩しくて。
Kate. Kate covered her face with her hands, trembling from the brightness. As they watched her, she gradually began to remove her hands.
見えます。
So it's like permanent contact lenses. Or actually, I guess it's not contact lenses, it actively replaces the actual, like the natural lens of the eye. Really?
はい、ぼやっとですけど。私の手、それに、ご主人様の顔。
Oh, how wonderful. The nobleman was so pleased. He went over to Kate to embrace her. His suspicious demeanor had faded and was replaced with tears in his eyes. I'm glad it worked. After some time, the lenses will optimize and you should be able to see better.
あなたがシンさんですか？私なんか
Lord Shin Bulk, yes? I would like to express my gratitude as well. In all honesty, I was suspicious of you earlier. Bringing an ash demon along and claiming you'd wish to cure Kate's eyes, I couldn't help but think you were scheming something evil. I understand why you would feel that way, but Namtar has a heart, just like a person. Just like how you were worried for Kate, she also thought about Kate. The one who proposed curing Kate's eyes was Namtar.
待ってください。ナムタルさんがここに来ていたんですか？
Huh? Oh. Shin realized his words slipped. He said earlier that Namtar wasn't here today. Pleased to have her eyesight returning, he accidentally mentioned Namtar.
どうしてナムタルさんは用事があって。
Kate, calm down. She had business to attend. It was something urgent and she had to return earlier. Oh, where are you going, Kate? Don't act recklessly. It's so dangerous to run. Shin went after Kate, who suddenly ran off. Despite being able to see now, the adjustments of the light should not be complete yet. As expected, her body staggered as if she were dizzy from standing, but Kate didn't stop as she leaned forth and slipped past Shin, who tried to stop her. Kate! Kate ran down the streets. She breathed heavily as she searched around for Namtar. She didn't have her staff with her. It must have been a while since she last ran. But she desperately looked for her friend who worked so hard for her. To Kate's voice, the two who were walking ahead stopped to turn around. Enri and Namtar. Both were not human, but Enri had traits of a demon partner and characteristics of a god, while Namtar had the appearance of an ash demon. But Kate was certain about her friend. She confidently approached Namtar.
ナムタルさんですか？ケイト、なんで？やっぱりナムタルさん。
A bright smile appeared in Kate's face as she rushed to Namtar. Clearly, there was no sense of fear toward Namtar's appearance or hate towards ash demons. Shin watched as Kate took Namtar's hands.
ケイト、目見えるのか？はい、シンさんが言ってました。ナムタルさんのおかげだって。本当にありがとうございます。おお、よかった。よかったな。はい。でも、ナムタルのこと怖くないか？ナムタル、カイマだ。町の人間は怖がって近寄ってこない。なのに。確かにカイマは怖いです。でもそれは、ダストを撒き散らして襲いかかってくる心のない怪物だからで。だけど、ナムタルさんには心があります。私、そのことをよく知っていたから。だから、ちっとも怖くなかったですよ。心、ナムタル、心、持ってる。ええ、ナムタルには心があるのだわ。この子の目を直してあげたいっていう思いやりは、ナムタルに優しい心があるからだもの。
That's right. You still wanted to do something to help Kate despite the chances of her hating or fearing you. That heart is no different from ours.
アンディ、シュン。
Shin approached the girls. He patted Namtar's head as she nuzzled against him like a cat.
そうか。ナムタル、シンたちと同じ心あるか。嬉しいな。ありがとうございます。シンさん、ナムタルさん。私、また目が見えるようになるなんて思ってもいませんでした。
I'm glad the crown lens fits you well. But Kate, it's dangerous to go off running like that. Even if it was to go after Namtar, don't act so reckless.
ごめんなさい。どうしてもナムタルさんの顔を見たくって。
Well, that's partially my fault for lying and saying she didn't come. I'm sorry about that. No, I should be the one apologizing. Apparently, I must have been so concerned about Kate that I had become narrow-minded. You're... The noble who was Kate's master followed. Looking upset, Shin shook his head to show he didn't mind. If you'd like, shall we return to the mansion together? Allow me to serve you some dinner. Of course, with everyone else as well.
ナムタル一緒でもいいの
If you're Kate's friend, there's no reason for me to say no. Allow me to express my apologies. If that's the case.
ごちそうになるのだわ。よかった。ご主人様、ありがとうございます。
Kate bowed deeply before turning back to Namtar.
ナムタルさん、私、もっとナムタルさんたちとお話ししたいです。いいぞ。ナムタルもケイトと話したい。でも、目まで直しちゃうなんて、錬金術って本当にすごいな。ナムタルさんも手伝ってくれたんですよね。手伝ったぞ。アッシュクラフトでグワーってやってガチガチって合わせたりな。よくわからないけど、すごいんですね。
Namtar and Kate already began conversing. Shin watched the two happily. It's like two girls at the same age. I've never seen Kate's face like that before. Now that I think back, she did seem more mature before her eyes teared.
でもきっと今が自然な姿なのだわ。多分ナムタルも。
Yeah, you're right. Soon after, Shin and the others returned to the mansion and enjoyed dinner. During the meal, they spoke of many things and deepened their friendships. By the time Shin returned to his room, it was late in the evening. He first went to the sink and rinsed his mouth.
シン、虫の餌これでいいか？
Ah, yeah, thanks. You can also spray inside the cage. Wait, why are you here? Didn't you go back to your room?
ん？
Namtar tilted her head. Soon after, she walked over and looked into Shin's face.
シン、忘れたか？ナムタル腹ペコ。
But you ate so much earlier.
違う。ナムタル、ケイトの目直すため力使った。そっちのこと。
Wait! Wait! They've been doing this continuously? In the background? Bro. Oh, yeah. To make the crown lens, he needed Namtar's Ashcraft. Ashcraft is an ability to form matter using the dust and corruption. Naturally, for her to use the ability repeatedly, the corruption had to be replenished. Oh, fuck. Okay. If it's small amounts, Namtar's body can naturally provide that, but... So the reason why you're here is...
シンの汚れ、シン。ナムタル頑張ってご褒美。ダメか？
Well... He couldn't help but think the way she looked up at him was cute. Naturally, one that looked like his younger sister, but Namtar began to have her own charm now, and... You're really becoming more and more human.
いいことか？
Yeah, that means you're growing.
へへ。シンが褒めてくれるからな。
As he patted her head, Namtar leaned against him. Shin. You're a good girl, Namtar.
シン、ご褒美は？
Yeah, I know. Okay. Sure. Fair enough. Okay, so we're at 87.8. So, we have one last side story. This one, I feel like, will probably take long. Although, I guess we can set it up so that I just do this side story now, and then when we come back next week, we proceed with the main story. So, yeah, I guess we're gonna go over time after all. Just a little bit. Just for this one side story. Some time passed since the attempted coup by the Marta College and the military factions. The royal capital that was once filled with chaos seemed to have visually calmed down. Oh good, I thought you were closed. The shop's open for like-minded people like you. I stocked up on some rare items too. Peeking into his favorite store, he spotted the usual shop owner. As his eyes got used to the dimly lit store, he could see many insect cages and breeding boxes. This place puts me at ease every time I come here. So what's the rare stuff? This is it. A glass bottle? Is that honey inside? Wait, no way. Ah, good job, bro. Did you get it? Shin stared carefully. The shop owner winked proudly. As he exited the shop and walked down the street, he reached the meeting place area. meeting place, Arya waved at him. Shin ran over to her.
もうそうよ。どこ行ってたの？は
Sorry, I was visiting the insect cage shop.
あ、やっぱり。また無駄遣いしたんでしょう。
Arya stared at the bulge in his bag before giving him a blank stare. These stories doesn't feel like mostly ours. Well, to be fair, they were all side stories, so we can expect them to be short. Also, like, I think 3 or 4 of them had H scenes that were cut because we're not playing the R18 patch, so I feel like there's a bunch of content that was just shaved off. Saves us a bit of time.
はあ、しょうがないな。工房の買い出しできたのに。
Well, we got what we wanted, so it should be alright. I'm glad we were able to do some normal shopping today.
それは、そうね。事件の直後は流通が麻痺してるとかで、いろんなお店が開店休業状態だったし。
Arya raised her spirits and nodded in response.
それもセレスが頑張ってるおかげかな。
I hope she isn't overworking herself too much. Since Faust was in a critical state, as a princess, Celis had a lot of duties on her shoulders. The world was in a state of chaos with the active oblivion and the coup d'etat. Shin feared Celis would push herself with her sense of duty and earnestness.
あれ、あそこにいるのセレスじゃない？
You're right, the Major is there too. Maybe she was trying to stay hidden. Celis wandered with her hood on as Major Alexandra in her uniform was following her with a serious look.
おーい、セレス！
くせ者か！
うわー、なんです？
アリア君だったか。失礼した。
After spotting Arya, the Major lowered her blade as she pointed at her.
サーシャは私の護衛をしてくれているの。必要ないって言ったんだけど、どうしてもって言うから。
陛下がご不在の今、姫様に万一のことがあってはなりません。御身をお守りするのはこの私の役目です。
というわけ。
はあ、びっくりしたよ、もう。
So, what are you doing here, Celis?
これから難民キャンプの慰問に向かうところよ。大臣は渋ったけど、無理って予定に入れてもらったの。
You're working so hard, Celis.
今は誰もが不安を抱えて日々を送っているから、私が姿を見せることで少しでも民を元気づけられるなら頑張らないわけにはいかないでしょ。
But take it easy. I'm only an alchemist, so I don't know much about the royal court or politics, but I'll do anything to help.
ええ、ありがとう、シン。
Celis smiled softly. He worried if she might be overwhelmed with duties as royalty, but she didn't seem too tired or worn out. Arya, can you do me a favor?
どうせ先に戻っててって言うんでしょ。は
Sorry, can you?
あ、仕方ないな。まあ、今大変なのはセレスだって分かってるからいいけどね。
二人ともどういうこと？
If you don't mind, I'll go to the campsite with you. I can help out with the soup kitchen or some other chores. I'd also love to go see Roka and the others too.
それはもちろん歓迎だけど。
Celis turned to Arya apologetically.
私のことは気にしないで。早く戻ってやりたい調合もあるし、こういうのは役割分担だよ。
ごめんなさい。執務が終わったら戻るようにするから。
If we're running late, you have me around too.
その言い方だと私の護衛に不満があるように聞こえるの？
That's not true. I'm counting on you, Major.
二人がそばにいてくれるなら安心ね。
はっ、頼りにしてください、姫様。
セレスの場合、そこらの男の人よりずーっと腕が立つけどね。
Arya stated as she patted Shin's shoulder while leaving.
セレスのことよろしくね。ちゃんとそばで見ててあげて。
Yeah, I know. After parting with Arya, Shin and the others decided to head to the refugee camp located on the outskirts of the royal capital. Oh, it's the princess. The princess is here again. Oh my, Princess Alice, welcome to this lovely place. I'm grateful that you haven't forgotten about us even during these difficult times. Princess Alice's comforting presence was always welcomed. As Alice removed her hood and showed herself, the refugees began to gather and form the crowd. As expected of Alice, he's so popular.
当然だろう。姫様の光り輝く魅力とカリスマがあればな。
You must really like Alice, don't you, Major?
私が忠誠を捧げるのは王家と、そして姫様だからな。さあ、シン。姫様が民の相手をしている間、私たちは肉体労働をするぞ。
了解。Urged by the Major, Shin grabbed the crate of supplies to distribute.
しかし、今回のことは本当に参った。クーデターのことだ。ヨハンやガビランの配下にいながら、事前にその情報をつかめなかったのは、あまりに迂闊。
Well, can't be helped. That's how clever they were.
いや、それでは申し訳が立たぬ。陛下が傷を負われたのは私の責任だ。この失態を挽回するために、私はこの身を賭してでも姫様をお守りせねばならない。
Major.
貴様にだから言うが、姫様は無理をされている。二重生活。それは陛下だからこそできていたことで、まだお若く経験も浅い姫様では難しいことだ。姫様が化粧をされているのに、お前は気づいたか？
Makeup? No.
やつれた顔を民に見せないためだ。宮廷術師の調合した栄養剤も日常的に服用している。
I didn't notice.
さっき別れたご同輩。彼女は感づいたようだったがな。
Arya did? Thinking back, when Arya left, she seemed worried about Celes. Shin felt bad about how he was the only one who didn't notice.
私は姫様の護衛としての任務に誇りを持っているが、あの方の心までお支えすることはできん。それができるのはお前やハルモニア派の同志だろう。
Major. Alexandra placed her real hand on Shin's shoulder. Squinting with her eyes, Shin returned his words. I think you are a great support to Celes. That's why we should support each other and help Celes.
サーシャだ。
は？
特別にサーシャと呼ぶことを許すぞ。その方が姫様も喜ばれるだろうからな。
Got it. You really prioritize Celes, don't you, Sasha?
当然だ。それが騎士のあり方というものだからな。
Night.
兄貴、ここにいたか。
Hey, Rocca, you're looking well. Shin turned to Rocca, who ran toward him.
知り合いか？
We got to know each other when I first visited with Celes. I guess he'll be my junior.
ああ、これでも錬金術師の卵なんだぜ。
Encouraged by being called Shin's junior, Rocca rams his arm out energetically and gives a thumbs up.
こないだ兄貴にもらった本ももう3回は読んだからな。
Wow, great job. Shin handed an introductory guidebook to Rocca, who aspired to become an alchemist. The book was partially aimed at children with many illustrations, but there were technical terms in the text and would require some patience to read through.
なあ兄貴、俺銃魔っていうのを作ってみたい。俺にもできっかな。
Sure, if you study harder. I'll see if I can find some more books on it.
本当か？
Yeah, I came along with Celes today, so I'm empty-handed, but... Oh, that's right. Shin took out a glass bottle he bought earlier from his bag. A golden liquid was inside.
なんだそれ。
I bought it at my favorite store earlier. It's special honey called the citrus sap.
シトラ？
It's a type of god. They inhabit trees and secrete nectar from there. Their honey is scarce, and not only does it have great nutrients for insects, but it also has the power to heal illnesses.
へえ、 送信つってもいろいろいるんだな。それでその瓶に入ってるのがその樹液なのか？
Exactly. Citra appears randomly, so it's very rare.
それでどうすんだ？その蜜。
Well, you can feed it to the insects you already have, or if you smear it on trees, it'll lure other insects out.
おお、それでレアものゲットすんだな。
I'll leave this with you, Rocca. Next time, show me your best catch.
わかったぜ。兄貴には本貸してもらったりしてるからな。いいやつ捕まえたら兄貴にも分けてやるよ。
Did you just spend your money on that, dog? Like, okay, well. I look forward to it. Accepting the glass bottle from Shin, Rocca happily dashed off. He may be studying to become an alchemist, but he's still a child at heart. It's a pleasure to see his eyes twinkle, hoping to catch insects.
なるほど。後輩とはよく言ったものだ。そっくりだな、お前と。
Really? I don't think I get that excited.
いつだったかの任務中、関係のない昆虫に心を奪われていたことがあったではないか。
Was that? Vaguely remembering, Shin casually averted his gaze from Sasha, who gave him a blank stare. Rocca?
慌てて走って誰かとぶつかったようだな。
Rocca ran into a man who was behind a pushcart and fell back. Shin and Sasha began heading his way. Are you alright, Rocca?
おいそこのお前。配給は準備ができ次第始めるから、勝手に持っていくな。難民ではないのか。それにその2、我々が持ってきたものではない。
Sasha's expression clouded with suspicion. That was when the cover on the cargo was removed from the inside and several armed men leapt out.
くせ者！
What?
狙いは姫様か。
By the time Sasha got into a battle stance, she was a moment too late to catch the men who rushed towards Celis. They quickly held up her prosthetic hand, but her movements were too slow.
ここから撃てば難民たちを巻き添えにしてしまうか。
Princess Celestiana, we're taking you into custody.
なんですあなたたちは。
Shut up and stay quiet. It's the same thing, bro.
無礼者。
What? As the men reached for her, he instead twisted their arms. The men screamed in pain as their joints were struck. Don't move. If you resist, their lives won't be spared. Ah, who are you guys? No! Go away. Help me.
卑怯な。
Celis,
姫様！
don't move. If you move, we'll kill the hostages.
何者だ？姫様の恩義を狙うなど万死に値するぞ。
Shut up. The true ruler of the Arceus continent should not be some fake royalty and not this chick for sure.
そうか。貴様ら、クーデター派の残党か。
That's why they're after Celis? They were military factions that were close to Professor Johann. They were that made up most of the coup. If the remnants were still alive, they can see why they would attack Celis. Looks like you were careless. We got intel saying you were coming to help the refugees, so we knew this was the place to target. Stop. We won't let you have Celis. Shin aimed his gauntlet at a soldier who was holding Celis hostage. Precise firing mode. Needle bullet. Fire. Boy, he has a gun! You gotta be kidding me. Don't you see the hostages we have here? If we subdue the hostages before they're harmed, we can...
シン、やめて。
What? Celis shouted. From the corner of his eye, he saw one of the men holding an iron bar and the mother holding her baby. Celis broke free from the man's restraints and leapt between the two. Celis! She went to protect the woman. You little... Sparks flew as the sharp pain struck through his head. Falling to his knees from the dripping blood, Shin realized he had been hit. I'll destroy you!
やめなさい。
Celis' voice was filled with intensity. It was enough to even stop the most agitated terrorist. She smiled at the trembling mother as she stood up. She must have been struck on her shoulder, but she did not show any signs of pain.
あなたたちの要求に従います。その代わり、これ以上の乱暴狼藉は許しません。
You should have shown that meek attitude from the start.
もし約束を違えれば容赦しません。そのつもりでいなさい。
Alright. You should be grateful for the prince's kindness. The leader placed handcuffs on Sala's arms, pushing her back. He urged her to walk.
いけません、姫様。族どもの要求に屈しては。
ごめんなさい、サーシャ。あとお願い。
姫様。
Come on, hurry up. Don't waste my time. Zealous.
シング、大丈夫よ。心配しないで。
I'll go and get you. I'll save you no matter what.
ええ、信じているわ。
As the men pulled her away, their eyes crossed each other for a moment. Zealous. After that, Shin lost his lost consciousness. Freaking. His first impression of her was how she was a beautiful but strong-minded girl. It was very different from his young sister Anna, Arya, and other girls he's met. He thought girls from royalty were very strange. Even after he told her he was an apprentice alchemist, she showed little interest. But once she found out he did some martial arts, she asked to do hand-to-hand combat. Though the combat was closer to a childish sword fight, he didn't even remember who won. But since then, Shin was able to get along with her. During the few days he stayed at the palace with his master, Shin spent most of his time with her. That was when the incident occurred. It was simple. There was a vassal who wanted his son to marry the princess, and his eyes caught sight of Shin, who was friendly with the princess. Annoyed with his presence, he sent bandits to get rid of Shin. However, the princess was also on site and with some misunderstanding of their mission, and the bandits kidnapped the princess instead. I'll save her no matter what. He couldn't leave Celis, who was captured instead of him. That was when he swore to save her. Now that he looks back, he went on a reckless journey without even consulting the adults around him. But Shin's mind was filled with Celis. As a child, Shin believed he would be able to save Celis if he used all his skills. Ow. The moment he got up, he felt a sharp pain in his head. When he placed his hand over, he noticed his being patched up. I must have been sleeping. Where am I?
病院だよ。兄貴、あいつらに殴られたから。
Raka, how long have I been sleeping?
3時間くらいだと思う。で、起き上がって大丈夫なのか？
I have to go save Celis. I promised her I'll go get her.
だけど。
姫様を誘拐したテロリストは消息不明だ。軍の追跡を振り切って行方をくらませている。
Sasha. Sasha was standing by the entrance of the hospital room. Exhaustion can be seen in her expression.
ヨハン教授が私的に使っていた工房があるらしい。クーデター派の残党はそこをアジトに使っているという。だが肝心の場所が割り出せん。マルドゥック派にも当たってみたが、あの男は詳しい座標を教えていなかったようだ。結界も施され、教授の許可がない者は立ち入れないと。おそらくはクーデターに参画する中枢メンバーの隠れ家だったのだろうな。
So, that might be where Celis was taken.
どうするつもりだ？
Sasha questioned him as Shin readied himself. It's obvious. I'm going to find that hideout. If I scour the area around the royal capital and the academy, I should be able to find it.
落ち着け。捜査なら軍がしている。貴様はいざという時のため備えをしておけ。
But
貴様は錬金術師だろう。錬金術師には錬金術師の戦い方がある。違うか？
Shin noticed Sasha's gripping her fist tight. He appeared calm, though Shin noticed the small trembles that expressed the inner rage she contained inside.
私は姫様の護衛を仰せつかっておきながら、あの方の臣をおめおめと賊に奪われてしまった。全く不甲斐ない。万死に値する失態だ。私が許せん。叶うなら今すぐにも姫様のおそばに馳せたい。だが悔しいが、軍の捜査では姫様に近づけない。それで 貴様ならもしやと思い立った。
With that said, Sasha raised her head.
何かないか。貴様の錬金術師としての知恵で姫様の居場所がわかる方法が。
Sasha. Yeah, I need to calm down. There has to be a way. A way to save Celis. He felt his head cooling that was burning with pain earlier. Instead of moving roughly, he shifted his thoughts to what he could do now. Even if they don't know where the enemy's hideout is, he traced the terrorist's footsteps back.
結界にか乱されずに済む方法があるのか。
Even if there's a barrier, the actual location is still there. It should be an illusion that manipulates the intruder's perception. The problem is how we can trace our opponents without being fooled by the barrier.
なあ、兄貴。今、思い出したんだけど。
Rocca hesitantly chimed in. Shin turned his head toward him, desperate for any clues possible. Sure, if you thought of something, let me know anything.
あ、はあ。俺、あの時、犯人の一人に、瓶の中身をぶちまけた。
The insides of the bottle? Oh, you mean the citrus sap.
シトラの樹液。ああ、お前が少年に渡した手土産のことか。珍しい虫が集まる蜜だとか。
兄貴、あの蜜の匂いを終えれば、犯人を見つけられるんじゃねえかな、なんて。思いつきで言ってるだけだけど。
Rocca didn't seem confident, but Shin was struck with shock with his advice. No, I think we can do something. The citrus sap is a special honey created by the gods. Using the harvesting methods, I think we can trace it.
本当か。
Shin nodded as he turned back to Rocca. Rocca, can you do me a favor? Can you lend me your Ariadne giant rhino beetle?
いいけど、どうするんだよ。
I'll make it into a temporary demon partner, just to trace citrus sap.
ジューマ？俺の兜？
With a serious look, Shin nodded at Rocca, who was freaking out. In the dark forest at night, there was a low buzzing sound of wings. A beetle with a fluorescent pattern on its surface flew in circles before landing on Shin's hand. The beetle was connected to Shin's pinky with a string. From the tugging he felt from the string tied to the beetle, Shin figured the general direction. This reminds me of that time when I tried to go after the kidnappers using a different method. After I found out Celis was captured in a mansion, I climbed up the balcony with a rope.
どうだ、シン。追跡はできそうか。
Yeah. Sasha spoke up as Shin stopped his train of thought. This way. The Ariadne giant rhino beetle is sniffing out the scent of the citrus sap.
大丈夫なのだろうな。そんな昆虫が本当に我々を導いてくれるのか。
Thought you believed in me.
そうだったな。錬金術の英知を当てにしたのは私の方だったか。お前たちハルモニア派がこれまでいくつもの試練をその知恵と勇気で乗り越えてきたことは知っている。貴様らを疑うことは姫様をも否定することになる。
I'm glad to know you approve of us. Let's work together and save Celis.
了解だ。
The two nodded as they stepped inside the barrier.
今回の目的は、しっかり頑張ろう。
もう大丈夫だぞ。敵の匂い消えた。
やった。
いいものを見つけたようですよ。
錬金術の奥義は戦いにも通じているんだ。
当然の結果というものですわね。
少し休憩しましょう。お茶はどうですか？
これはいいものですね。一 一休みしていきましょうか。
素晴らしい戦いでしたよ。これは素晴らしいですね。
Tourmaline!
錬金術の奥義は戦いにも
I
通
think
じ
we
てい
have
るん
enough
だ。
now for, thing? Yes! We can make a ruby. Yes! We'll do it after the mission though.
"頑張ったご褒美はお菓子がいいな。
やった！僕たちの勝利ですね。
おお、見つけた。
ここなら安心ですね。
止まれ。
Sasha's calm but sharp voice made Shin stop. Signaled by her, Shin looked ahead of the bushes. False. There's a good number of them.
奥に工房の入り口が見える。道路を何とかできれば侵入できそうだ。シン、ここは私がおとりになる。私が道路を引きつけている間に、貴様は工房に侵入して、姫様を救出してくれ。
That's crazy. You can't deal with that many dolls?
手をこまねいていては、姫様の身に危険が及ぶ。今なら敵も油断しているだろう。姫様を奪還するチャンスだ。
Still. Shin tried to stop Sasha. She simply shook her head.
頼む。私に汚名返上の機会をくれ。姫様を助けられるのなら、私の命ごとき、どうなっても本望だ。
Determination was in Sasha's expression. Prioritizing Stella's life, he was willing to sacrifice her own life to serve her, like a sharp sword and noble knighthood resided inside of her. However, would Celis be happy having you do that?
なんだと。
If Celis finds out you died on behalf of her, she would probably blame herself. I understand you really care about Celis. I know you feel responsible for the Chancellor getting hurt too. But that doesn't mean you should undervalue your own life. If you really care about Celis, you should continue to live and support her.
知った風な口を。貴様に何がわかる？
I know. Since I care about Celis as much as you do, I honestly want to support Celis from the bottom of my heart.
私は騎士の家系に生まれ、幼少から王家に仕えてきたのだぞ。私にとって姫様はまさに理想の主君、光だった。ポットでのお前に姫様への忠義で負けるものか。
Then you should understand how Celis really feels. Also, Sasha's rivalry got fired up. Shin also raised his voice. That was when Shin pointed behind Sasha, who was agitated. Mechanical sounds of the dolls were heard as they approached. Looks like we made too much noise. The dolls all seem to know we're here.
空気の読めん人形どもめ。貴様らの相手をしている場合ではないというのに。仕方あるまい。シン、こいつらを片付けるぞ。
You stop your decoy plan? Responding to Sasha, Shin readied his gauntlet.
よく考えたら貴様だけに姫様を任せるわけにはいかんからな。だったら速攻で道路を一掃し、姫様の元に向かうまでだ。
Forcing our way through, huh? It's forceful, but it's far easier to understand. The dolls began forming together around them. Sasha's combat prosthetic blew fire and got the drop on their opponent. Shin took advantage of the gap and jumped into the opponent's room. Gauntlet. Knuckle Bunker. The two unleashed a simultaneous attack and knocked out the last of the dolls. Sasha humphed as she looked down at the bodies with scattered parts.
おい、今のは私のスコアだな。
No, I think I was a tad faster.
何？貴様の目は節穴か。これを見ろ。こいつを機能停止に追いやったのはどう見ても私の一撃。
Shouldn't we break into the workshop? We have to save Celis.
言われるまでもない。貴様より早く姫様を助けてみせるぞ。
I feel like I made a rival. Sasha quickly marched toward the entrance of the workshop. Shin followed right after. As they descended the stairs from the entrance, they arrived at the workshop filled with pipes and incubators. As they proceeded to the back with caution, they heard shouts of the terrorists they saw at the capital. Don't move. Don't come any closer.
そこにいたか、逆賊。
I told you, don't move, damn it. How did you sniff this place out? Celis! One of the terrorists pointed a gun at Celis' temple. The man slightly smirked, showing he can shoot at any time. Drop your weapon if you don't want the princess dead.
卑怯な。
ダメよ、シン、サーシャ。武器を捨ててはダメ。
Shut up. I never allowed you to talk. The terrorist jabbed her face with the gun barrel, but she didn't flinch to his words and continued to speak.
撃ちたければ撃ちなさい。私を殺めたいならその機会はいくらでもあったはずよ。それができないのは私の身柄を利用したい下心があなたたちにあったからではなくて。
Oi, be quiet.
シン、サーシャ、構わずに動きなさい。この男たちに私は殺せない。
That's enough. Do you really want to die now? The enraged man put his finger on the trigger. A dry gunshot rang. The bullet didn't hit her. It just missed her and instead blew a hole in the machine next to her. What? A bug? What startled the man was an Ariadne giant rhino beetle charging at him with its wings buzzing. Shin noticed the stain on the man's pants and realized the beetle. Released the beetle. Lured by the honey, the beetle's appearance confused the man. Now, Sasha. Yeah. Sasha's movements were as fast as lightning. The terrorists were quickly disarmed as some had their bones broken and others were slashed by a sword. In the meantime, Shin rushed to Celis' side. Celis, are you okay?
私は平気。
Tears began building in Celis' eyes as she smiled. She seemed surprised by the sudden tears, but they continued to flow out uncontrollably.
ごめんなさい。ほっとしたからかしら。平気なのに。
Sorry, we're late. You're all right now.
シン。
Shin held her tight as her cries became louder. Her trembling shoulders were a sign of the weakness she's been trying to hide with her strong demeanor.
また助けてもらったわね。やっぱりあなたは私の騎士だったわね。シン。
Celis. Her words reminded Shin of the time when he first met her. Celis was kidnapped by a nobleman who was trapped in a room in the mansion. To save her, young Shin went to sneak into the house. Shin smiled and reached his hand out to the girl who was curling up and sniffling. You're okay now.
シン、助けに来てくれたの？あなたは私の騎士だったの？
Celis asked innocently as Shin shook his head. No, I'm not.
騎士 じゃないの？
I'm an alchemist. I'm not a knight. I'm an alchemist, Celes. The grown-up Shin replied with the same words back then. As if she expected it, she smiled faintly with tears building in her eyes.
そうね。あなたは錬金術師。祖師へを守護し、人々を嘆きから救う英知の担い手。私の目指した騎士道、世界一かっこいい錬金術師。
Celes?
助けに来てくれた王子様に、お礼。
Oh, was that supposed to be a kid? Why was the transition like that? What the yeah, what should I say?
姫様、族どもの捕獲が終わりました。ご指示を。
あら、サーシャ、いつの間に、相変わらず仕事が早いわね。
Celes blushed as Sasha waited next to her. Sasha's eyes were fixed on Shin with a look of disdain.
とにかく撤収しましょう。応援を呼んで、このアジトや残党の捜査もするように。
は、かしこまりました。
あ、待って、サーシャ、その前に。
姫様？
Called over, Sasha turned around curiously.
あなたもありがとう。私のこと助けに来てくれて。信じていたわ。あなたとシンが一緒なら、クーデター派の残党なんかに負けるはずがないって。
Nah, surely they would not cut out just a simple kiss. What the? It was just, the transition was just weird because it did the whole like circle wipe.
もったいないお言葉です。しかし、姫様の恩義が危険にさらされたのは、元はといえば私の落ち度、お礼を言われるようなことではありません。
相変わらず頑固なのだから。でもそういうところが頼りになるのよね。サーシャ、手を。
はあ。
Commanded by Celes, Sasha hesitantly offered her hand out. Celes took her hand gently and planted a kiss on the back.
感謝しています。騎士アレクサンドラ。今後もどうか、私のことを守ってください。
Isn't this supposed to be the other way around? I guess Sasha is not gonna do it, so Celes has to be the one to do it.
姫様。
騎士の称号はシンが辞退してしまったから、今のところあなたが唯一の騎士よ、サーシャ。
なんという身に余る光栄。
Sasha was shaking in awe. She raised her hand that was just kissed by Celes as tears began building in her eyes.
見たかシン。姫様は貴様より私を騎士に選ばれたぞ。
But I withdrew.
いつの間にか、随分対抗意識燃やされているわね、シン。
Who knows what happened to her modest attitude from earlier? The two chuckled as Sasha cackled to state her victory. From there, the majority of the coup that had been hiding near the royal capital was revealed through investigations. The terrorists who took part in Professor Johann's plans to overthrow the kingdom were efficiently wiped out. Thank you, Rocca. You helped me out a lot. After the incident, Shin went back to the camp to give the beetle back. Rocca scratched his head in embarrassment from Shin's words.
よしてくれよ、兄貴。俺は何もしてねえよ。
No, if it wasn't for your idea and this beetle, I wouldn't have been able to save Celes. You're the one who worked behind the scenes to solve this incident.
そうかな。兄貴、本当にそう思ってる？
Of course.
じゃあさ、俺、自信持っていいかな？兄貴みたいな錬金術師に、本当になれるって。
Yeah, you're going to do it no matter what, right? That's why I brought this with me today. Shin pulled out a few books from his bag. Those were textbooks about demon partners that Rocca was interested in. It contained more advanced information than the previous introductory book.
あ、これ借りていいの？
I suggest you start by making a basic demon partner using rocks and leaves. I look forward to seeing what you can do, Rocka.
俺絶対上達するからな。
I hope to see you there. With that said, Shin held out his hand. Rocka rapidly swung his arm and slapped a high five.
待っててくれよな、兄貴。
Zealous is back. Okay, great. Thanks, game. So, I think we got enough. Yeah, we have enough tourmaline, so I can make the ruby now. We do end up using up our fairy butterfly wings. Hopefully, we just get that later from another story mission. But I can finally use this, and we can upgrade friend. So now it's just a matter of getting another one ruby so we can make Sasha's equipment. Okay. Friend, here's your fairy blade. Physical, water, fire, heal. Okay. And the crest. I guess the crests are fine. I could actually. Crit power probably 50%. 2 times spread here. Could give. But it's just water and fire though. Because the thing is, you can kind of build Friend as like a DPS with Twin Shadow Performance, because she ends up using the skill twice per turn. But, well, I can think about that some other time. For now... Oh god, there's more side stories?! It's almost about to lose. Oh, what can I say? I like looting stuff. There's more side stories! Crap. Okay, well, we're not gonna go over time for these two. I think we can save this for next week. For now... yeah, that is the thing. I don't know how much longer this is gonna go for. It says 88.2%, but considering the pace, right? Like, because they still have to go to the desert to meet with Shamash, and then they have to go to the workshop of like one of the ancient alchemists. And then after that, they have to go to... Yeah, this might be... Yeah, probably 2 more streams. At most, it's probably 3 more streams, but 2 more streams is probably my guess. So it's not time to go like full on overtime to end the story just yet. It seems like. So we're gonna stop here for now. I have to hope this doesn't crash my stream. Fuck. I don't have access to my deck since because I usually run the deck on my phone, but like I said earlier at the start of the stream, because StreamerBot's API is like just down, I can't use the entire bot at all. So just to be safe, I'm going to quit the game first before I click out of the I quit the game first before I click out, and then now I can go to OBS and do this. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today. We're gonna continue next week. We'll do the last 2 side stories. Hopefully that's gonna be the last bit of the side stories before we go to the main story again. Then we'll see how much longer it's gonna take to finish the game. Hopefully the streamer... it probably won't take like 3 days to fix the StreamerBot API thing. Hopefully they just get that working soon. So we shouldn't have any issues on Saturday. Yeah. Thanks to Steel and Spar for dropping by, And for everyone else, wherever and whenever you're watching from, whether it's live or the VOD, whether it's on YouTube or on Twitch, have a good day, good night. Take care. And I'll see you on Saturday for some Victoria 3. We're gonna continue our 2.5 campaign, possibly maybe finishing, because if I remember correctly, it's already like 19 16. We're definitely like less than 30 years to go, probably like less than 20 years actually, so we're very close to finishing that one as well.